And here we go. Hey there, guys. How are you? Welcome back to another awesome video. And it's time for another movie review. And today's movie review is going to be a little different. And off the bat, I'm going to say something real quick that technically I was going to do this like edited. And you're probably thinking, why isn't this edited? Well, my Adobe is really like at a low storage and I need to upgrade it and I can't pay for it at the moment. So I'm kind of just stuck doing it as a live stream, and as I've sat there like edited this review countless of times, and it would not render, it would not export, it would not do anything like that whatsoever. So I was like, you know what? I'm dying to do this for some time, and I was like, okay, if I can't do this as an edited review, let me at least do this as a live movie review, because if I do this as an unedited thing, then it's going to be not as good. But at least a live stream is more interesting and a little more interactive. I don't know, make things more a little interesting. Okay, anyways, today's movie is gonna be a little different because not only is it gonna be a live movie review, but also the fact that this is going to be a double feature review. So you'll be getting two movies for the price of one review. So we're gonna be talking about Godzilla against MechaGodzilla and Tokyo S.O.S. back to back, because obviously these kind of like, this one's the first one and then this is the sequel. But anyways, so let's real quick get into the synopsis of Godzilla against MechaGodzilla. The military, or the G-Force, or Japan's, I guess, armed forces, is looking to find a way to stop Godzilla, and they decide to create a MechaGodzilla that can hopefully destroy Godzilla once and for all. In their case, so real quick off the bat, let's get into the human characters and everything. And you're probably thinking to yourself, real quick on a side note, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, Godzilla. One thing about Godzilla is that I'm a huge fan of Godzilla. It's one of the very obscure things I talk about, because it's next to Kamen Riders, next to Power Rangers, next to all sorts of Japanese stuff. It's very obscure stuff that I'm a huge fan of. Like, I never mention on the channel that much, but I'm huge fans of. But anyways, let's get back to the real, like, everything else I was trying to get at. So with the human characters, they're not too bad. I think one performance in particular, one character in particular I really do like is Akane. I really like this female like pilot that she is, and that she's the one that gets to pilot the MechaGodzilla. Well, mostly people refer to him as Kiru. So she gets to pilot the MechaGodzilla. She gets to pilot Kiru. It's really cool. It's kind of badass, and the fact that she's like this female pilot, and she's definitely very, like, she stands out obviously against everyone. Not only because she's literally the only pilot that's a female in this, I guess, G-Force or Kiru squad or whatever, but just kind of like she has, like, I guess she winds up having this connection or almost like a weird relatability with, or bond with, I'd say, Kiru. But we'll talk more about Kiru later. Trust me, there's gonna be a lot more mentioned about Kiru. That is a straight fact. But she's definitely very relatable, and of how she's got all this. She feels like she has to do this because she has to justify herself because of her actions. Because before this happened, before they made Kiru, she winds up. They're fighting Godzilla in a flashback, or in the beginning. They're fighting Godzilla. And one of the pilots who kind of despises Akane on the field, not only because it's like not a sexist thing, but because of the fact that this guy hates her because he blames her for his brother dying. This one pilot lost his brother thinking that it was Akane's fault. And even Akane takes blame for the fact that she did this. And she feels full responsibility for it. That she even goes to her I guess her generals, her higher, like, above officers, and says, is there anything I can do that can, I guess, not punish her, but she's willing to take this action, take this weight off of her, like take all the weight on her. And they're like, we're not going to punish you. We're not going to ban you from doing this. We're not going to basically like suspend you or anything. You're just going to don't worry about it, because obviously she's been through a lot of shit, and just all these guys have been through a lot of shit because of that. Like the guy just taking out on her because of the fact that he lost his brother, obviously. So there's that. Let me get just a bit closer. So yeah. But I think she's really an outstanding performance. I think she's really great and everything. And whether you watch the subtitled version or the dub version, doesn't matter. I watched both. I recommend both, honestly, for both movies. So it's really interesting. There's some keywords that are different, but nothing too major that you'll be like, okay, in the sub version they say this, and in the dub they do this instead. I think in the dub version they say Kiru more. I'm not sure. But how's it going there, Brandon Williams? Glad to see you on board and in this chat real quick. So I think she definitely stands out the most. Everybody else is fine. Like I said, most of the military people are okay. They're not like highlights are really that amazing. They just do their sort of, I guess, character, and they're fine at it. There is a nice family with this father and daughter, and which is kind of cute and it's interesting because the daughter winds up looking at Akane as like a mother figure because she lost her mother, and she has a weird thing with a plant she carries around. It's like a weird obsession, but it's so weird because it just give me 1 second. It just like this is literally like it's weird because I just can't help but think of this because yeah. So let's not talk about Bylante right now. We'll save that for another time. Maybe we'll save that for another time. But yeah, it's kind of weird. But other than that, I think it's nice. It's a nice sentiment. It adds a little more sentimentality a little bit, adds a little bit of emotion in a sense. And even her character kind of has a bit of emotion because obviously just the, I guess, struggles that Akane is going through. And even just the family and obviously the father and the little girl. I don't remember. I wish I knew everybody's names. I forgot them. I'm sorry. But yeah. But let's get down to the real big deal, the real big cheese, which is Godzilla. And obviously, Godzilla's fine. He's not that he's an outstanding performer or an outstanding monster, but he does his thing. He's the king of the monsters. He's great. He's cool. He does his cool thing. He's Godzilla. You don't really expect better or worse from him. It's Godzilla. It's cool. He does his stuff. He does what he does, and it's really great. And especially how he is obviously, especially when he's up against MechaGodzilla and Kiru, which, by the way, real quick second here. Let's talk about Kiru. So, there's a lot to really talk about Kiru, honestly. And one thing I do really want to say off the bat is I love the design of Kiru. He is definitely one of my favorite MechaGodzillas of all time. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the original OG MechaGodzilla. Over there, you can't really see him, but he's all the way in the back distance there with his head facing like basically behind him. But I call him Tinfoil MechaGodzilla. He's cool. He's dope. The Super MechaGodzilla, aka MechaGodzilla 2, is also cool as well. But let's not talk about him, and let's not talk about him as well because it's not their show. It's the Kiru show. So, anyways, back to what I was saying with Kiru. He just has a great just design to him. I love the details with him, the spinal work. He's such a badass. It's so cool, and just how much he's got packed in him in his arsenal, from his rocket boosts. Like he's got rocket boots. He's got a jet pack. He's got basically a big cannons on his chest or on his shoulders. He's got a side blade, in his arm, in his wrist. He's got those claws. He's got that electric atomic breath, the infamous absolute zero. His agility, his speed, his strength, his reflexes are just so powerful that it really is it's a really great showcase of his capabilities and how powerful he is. And the fact that he actually almost winds up killing Godzilla is pretty damn impressive. And not only is it because of Kiru is pretty awesome, he looks pretty awesome, he's a pretty badass, and just the design's great and all that cool stuff. There's kind of a story to him, and it's kind of a different thing. It's unique. It's actually kind of interesting compared to the other MechaGodzillas before him, because this one's a little bit different. What we have here instead, which I didn't mention earlier in the plot and sort of the description of the movie, is that the government, how they create Kiru is they take basically the essence and the skeleton of a deceased Godzilla. So they literally take the essence of the Godzilla from 1954, like the original Godzilla they had killed back in the war, probably World War I, World War II, Cold War, whatever happened. No, actually, I don't think Japan had a Cold War, so let me refrain myself from saying that. But they had a war with Godzilla, and then they killed him using an oxygen destroyer. So they use his essence into this machine. And it's pretty interesting. It's kind of unique. It's actually kind of cool because it kind of gives this guy a little bit more of a character, because there are definitely a lot of moments where this MechaGodzilla becomes a lot self-aware, and not just because it's like a machine thing, and it's like a Terminator, almost aspect to him, but it's the fact of his memories. What the hell? Okay, just give me a 1 second. That was weird. But good morning to you too, Sister Cassie. How are you guys doing in the chat so far? I'm glad to see you guys enjoying this so far. So anyways, back to Kiru here. Rar. Rar. Anyways, so I think it's really interesting. They give him kind of this character because they have, obviously he has the essence and basically the memories of a previous Godzilla. And this sort of, I guess, PTSD that he has, because he has like a lot of trigger moments where he will go rogue. He'll become self-aware and wind up destroying shit. And it's kind of awesome seeing how he all of a sudden just goes rogue and starts destroying things. He's got those missiles and he's got those like gauntlets around his wrist. It's pretty damn impressive how powerful this thing is. And it also adds to the thing of, I guess, not necessarily a Terminator, but in a sort of, I guess, to make it like in a comparison or an analogous sort of way, like almost giving him like this complex, almost like of like, not, I guess in a sort of way, like almost like Darth Vader, because obviously if we make that comparison, you have literally like basically Godzilla here, Kiru here himself is now more he's more machine than monster. Kind of like how Ben Kenobi in Star Wars says Vader's more machine now than he is than man. So it's kind of going with that same thing of that he's now more machine than monster. He's basically like all that basically remains of Godzilla is only his memories. But other than that, he's this ruthless machine, relentless killer in this bionic cybernetic suit here. And how he's kind of just put in this sort of, I guess kind of like a struggle, because obviously it's the system that obviously he's programmed to destroy Godzilla, but then they have to, once he keeps going back to his reformed memories and his default memories of being Godzilla and destroying Tokyo, they have to reprogram him and basically try and keep erasing more of those memories and losing kind of his memories and kind of losing the sort of like identity that he once had. And now he's become this like hollow machine, like of his older self, that just kind of gives it a complex kind of ideal. It's weird, but I like it, honestly. It's really cool. And then I know that I'm going back to the whole Vader thing, but it kind of does make sense if you really think about it, guys. Using that does make sense, and I feel like there's a bit of like a theory towards it, but anyways, but it's really great. And obviously I love the connection that also Akane has. It's kind of like how Akane works like as the pilot for Kiru. It's kind of like how Tommy works as with the Dragon Zord. Speaking of which, right here, if you look right there, boom. Speaking of Tommy, so, and there's definitely a lot of like similarities, and I guess there's a bit of a Tommy Dragon Zord complexion to Akane piloting Kiru and all this other stuff. It's really cool and all this stuff. But besides the fact that Kiru as a character is great, the fights are fucking awesome with Kiru. He's just so great, and just it's a great like in that first fight that he has with Godzilla is a great showcase of his abilities, from how he's more agile, he's more stronger, he's faster than Godzilla, and he's got all these more like not anticipations, but he's got a lot more like of an arsenal to him that really just kind of gives Godzilla a run for his money. And it's pretty damn impressive because it goes on for like almost in the entire like 24 hours. Like there's literally almost like it feels like almost the entire day condenses of Godzilla against Kiru. And that's just basically the fight. And the fight is so great. And especially that end fight. It's so awesome because it just leaves you off with the idea that, okay, we know that Kiru can destroy Godzilla, but they let Godzilla walk away. And it's so awesome. It's actually pretty dramatic. I thought it was intense a little bit because they have this opportunity to kill Godzilla, but they decide not to and think, you know what? We're going to let him walk away because we have basically, even though he's and Kiru gets pretty damn banged up. It's pretty impressive how this fight goes on. It's awesome. I just love how these fights are, and especially the I guess the effects that they put into the fight. And you gotta give credit to the people that do the special effects for these Godzilla movies and how practical it is. And they do a lot of practical effects. It's pretty awesome because you think these guys are like, say, CGI, but no, these are like guys in big suits and puppetry and animatronics. It's so awesome. It's really unique to see. And obviously it's cool. But the fights are really awesome because of those special effects, and special effects are really obviously practical, which is great. I'm a sucker for practical effects. I don't mind a good big blowout CG like scene here and there, especially something from, say, Avengers. But other than that, I do love practical effects. I love practical makeup. I love sort of things like that. I'm a sucker for that stuff. So if you can do those things naturally, that's really awesome, and more power to you. And you gotta give more credit to them because the behind the scenes stuff are just as great as the people that are performing it. Because obviously, I know the Japanese directors, but they definitely made this movie pretty awesome. It's definitely one of my favorite Godzilla movies of all time. And just like I said, I think that was just a really great moment. And obviously, then we pick up in Tokyo S.O.S. But I'm going to give Godzilla against MechaGodzilla, Godzilla against MechaGodzilla 3, Godzilla against Kiryu, whatever you want to call this movie. I'm going to give, let's see, hang on real quick. I'm going to give Godzilla, MechaGodzilla, I'll give it, you know what? I'll give it an A+. Why not? Plus, Kiryu's score is just so cool. The theme, the music behind it is really awesome. I'm a sucker for also the Godzilla soundtrack and the scores that are composed. So I love those a lot. I love those a ton. And Kiryu's theme is just so epic. It's so badass. I wish I could kind of play for it, you guys, right now, but it's just so epic. It's got this really great marching, like almost like army-esque, like marching drum beat to it. That's really epic. It's got a nice essence to it, but that's pretty sweet, honestly. But before we get into, let me move Kiryu there for a second. Before we get into Tokyo S.O.S, let me take just a quick brief intermission here just for a second. Yeah, we'll do that. Just give me a quick second here. Let me see the chat as well. I am having fun watching this. Thank you so much. I appreciate this a lot. Who else is in the chat? Don't be shy. Okay. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna know what I'm gonna do here. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Just give me a brief intermission and we'll get back to Tokyo S.O.S. And I'm surprised I'm doing well for time. Holy shit. I thought it'd be going on longer. That's really surprising. You know what? I did a lot quicker than I thought. You know what? This is literally the time frame I had and I did for this review originally when I edited it. And for some reason Adobe wouldn't render it. It was so ridiculous. I couldn't believe it for myself, honestly. I thought it was stupid. Let's see here. You get to see it. And you get to see it. And next, yeah, I need you here because I need at least some moderator, at least one. Sure, I'll tag you in it. I don't think this will make a group chat. I don't think. Let's see. You get to watch this because why not? I'm gonna tag most people in here. Let's see. Let's see. But how are you guys doing today? How are you guys there, Sister Cassie and Brandon Williams? Let me see. You are wonderful. Thank you so much. Honestly, that I really appreciate that a ton. My morning's been going pretty good so far. So anyways, let's see here. Just give me a quick second. Let me remember who else I wanted to do this to. Oh, that's fine. No, that's not him. Wait, is that? Yeah, it's fine. Boom. I don't think that should make a group. I don't think that's going to make a group chat, will it? Okay, thank goodness that didn't. All right. Whew. Let's see here. Yeah, but I do need at least one moderator just to keep things clean. But anyways, let's kind of keep going. And I'm very surprised for time because I thought I would have done this a lot longer, which is interesting. But real quick, for those of you that are joining in right now, I've said this. I've said this in the beginning of my video. I will say this in between my reviews, and I'll say this at the end of my review of this live stream, obviously. But reason why I'm doing this live is because I literally edited this movie because I was ready to do this movie review as a double feature and edit and have all the images, and I was gonna include the score, which is pretty awesome. Actually, you know what? Wait, should I do it? Do you guys think I should get away with? Do you two think I should play the music real quick, just for a brief second, and hopefully I won't get copyrighted. Oh shit, that's my coin, my lucky coin. Give me a second. Ah, damn it. All right, I'm good. I'll just play it real quick, just since this is a quick intermission, and then we'll get to Tokyo S.O.S. But yeah, hopefully I won't get copywritten for this, but I will include the person who made the score. I will include whose video this is and all that stuff. So, but listen to this score. It's really great and just kind of puts you in a really great, like, epic, like, montage-y almost moment. It's really awesome. And this is just the beginning. I'm not gonna play the full thing, but just a clip. But that's basically the score, and I love that bass, that beat, and it feels like very almost military-esque because obviously this being a military weapon that they've created. But this is to give basically fair use here, since I've been having a bit of copyright issues here and there because apparently YouTube has been like blocking some of my content or kind of cutting out some of my content a little bit due to some things. So there are some reaction videos I've done that I have to cut out a certain part of the video. So let's see. So this video here is Godzilla Kiryu theme. That's what the title is. And the YouTuber is Pyro the Ranger. So I will give you credit for that. Thank you so much. And the score composer, does it say the score composer? Okay, it does not say the score composer, but it does say MechaGodzilla 3 Akakiryu theme in Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S. So shout out to you there. And yeah, I figured might as well do that because I don't want to get copyrighted for anything like that, or that, hey, you're using something you shouldn't be using, or, you know, I can get into some serious shit now. Like, it's not too crazy, but it could get worse, honestly. So I'm glad it's not getting worse so far. But it's just one of the themes I really love the most. It's just an epic score. It's one of my favorite scores, I think, from the Godzilla soundtrack. From all the different, like the expanse of all the Godzilla movies, I would say that's one of my favorites out of like top like 10 or 20 scores out of like all the Godzilla movies, because the Godzilla movies have some really great scores. They're pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? We're done with MechaGodzilla. We're done against MechaGodzilla. Let's go into Tokyo S.O.S. And yes, this is the 50th anniversary cover because the lyric says 50th anniversary. And I think we have the one for. I think we have the 50th anniversary for Godzilla, like the cover one that says 50th anniversary, also for Final Wars. So. Just saying that. But also, speaking of Final Wars, these two movies are literally kind of like they're kind of like before Final Wars, which kind of makes a little more sense and kind of does add more to like this effect here, and it kind of becomes very continuous. Like, obviously the Godzilla movies are kind of just known for just kind of going from in and out of like different this movie happening at this movie and this movie and this movie, and they're kind of like in this weird chronological order of time frames and timelines and all this other stuff. But these three here, like Godzilla against MechaGodzilla, Tokyo S.O.S, and Final Wars, kind of like go from, okay, here's beginning, here's middle, here's end, like kind of like they do fall into place and do like come into play with each other of like something happens obviously in Tokyo S.O.S that we'll see in Final Wars, is what I'm trying to get at. But let's get back to Tokyo S.O.S. So Tokyo S.O.S is basically like the sequel to Godzilla against MechaGodzilla. And this time around, we have obviously the Kiryu squad, as they're referred to as, the Japanese military, are repairing Kiryu after their previous fight with Godzilla. And now they're kind of basically giving it prep time. So that way now they're ready to destroy Godzilla once and for all. And Mothra comes into play into this. And we'll get into more of that in a second. So let's get into the characters real quick. Human characters, they're fine. I think the most outstanding, or I guess the more like better performances out of the human characters that we have so far is we have like a grandfather and his grandson. And I like that because I think it's interesting. Their relationship is really like sentimental. It's very sweet. It's very genuine. It feels very natural. And especially the fact that the grandfather was a war veteran who he was like, yeah, I remember serving you guys during the war when we fought Godzilla back in like 07 or whatever, or 86, you know, like obviously like he remembers being in that war when they first, like one of the few times they first fought Godzilla. So he's a war veteran and all these other things, and they kind of play into the whole thing about trying to, I guess, help Mothra or not help Mothra, but we'll get into those people in a moment. Hold up, give me a second. Who the heck is? Damn it! All right, that's nothing to worry about. I'm getting random calls, which I don't like, and it's like scam numbers, so I'm not gonna worry about it. So it's no one important. But anyways, so I think the only probably cool I guess not necessarily cool people, but I mean the cool guys, I guess, in this movie, I'd say are the military people again, the Kiru squad, those dudes and all. They're fine. And honestly, one thing I kind of will say that's different from against MechaGodzilla compared to Tokyo S.O.S. is that Akane, her character or the actress, never comes back in this movie. And it's kind of weird because if this is supposed to be a sequel, you'd think Akane would still be mantling Kiru, which is really weird in my opinion. And it's kind of even weirder because when you have all of a sudden it goes from this really cool, like maverick, like female pilot that had like a strong connection almost in a way to Kiru, and even their finest hour, because she was ready to kind of die with Kiru in a Godzilla against MechaGodzilla, and she's thinking, well, this is going to be it for the both of us, and she becomes aware of the fact that Kiru has the previous memories of his deceased life, basically his old life, and this whole reincarnation and all, and have that sort of like, that's where that bond, the connection came from. And it's kind of weird because now all of a sudden it goes from this, it was really cool. Now there's all of a sudden, she's no longer to be mentioned that I am aware of. And all of a sudden she's kind of replaced with this, I guess, janitor or this dude that was like, I worked on Kiru. I made him. I fixed him. I repaired him. All these other things. Let me do it. Me type of guy. Like, I know he's not annoying, but that's how I kind of see him, because he just shows up like, hey, let me do this. Like, please give me a chance. Like, I made Kiru. I fixed him. I did. I. So it's weird because I don't know. He doesn't feel as a strong of a character compared to Akane, and especially the I guess connection he has with Kiru is just not as really, I guess, significant. I mean, listen, Akane, it's like they didn't have anything that made them connect with each other, but they have they just had that sort of like different, it was a different sort of relationship, I guess, or connection. It wasn't like, hey, I created you. It was more like, you and I got to work together as a team. Like, we're a unit, you and I. Like, Akane was like, Kiru, we got to do this together. Like, whether you're listening to me or not, we got to do this as a team. This guy's just kind of like, he does the same thing, but it feels like very watered down for me. And I kind of wish Akane stayed because she was really awesome. Like, why'd they have to get rid of her? She was cool. She knew how to kick some ass. She knew how to actually deal with all the guys that gave her crap. And then the guy that's in Tokyo S.O.S, he just kind of does the same thing, but it's just not as like strong. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm not saying like the male characters are weak, but it's very weird, honestly. I don't know why. But the fairies, the goddesses, the weird little like imps or fairies or goddesses that worship Mothra show up, and they warn the people that, hey, we have Mothra here, you know? And I remember when many years ago when I first saw Tokyo S.O.S, I never understood why Mothra showed up and just shows up. I just thought like, okay, I was like, Mothra's here, cool, there's another kaiju, that's interesting. But I like that in this movie, after seeing it years later, it's not just that they're shoehorning in another monster. They're adding it adds to a story and really makes it add like a bit of a more complexion, and kind of brings up a lot of moralities in a sense, because they basically show up going, look, you shouldn't have done this because you basically created Kiru. Like, man has created Kiru, so you guys shouldn't have done this because you shouldn't have resurrected the dead. You shouldn't have brought back the dead. And because of that, you need to either get rid of Kiru ASAP, destroy him, dismantle him, shut him down completely, shut down the program, or Mothra is basically destroy you all. And then the whole morality is interesting because of how they're looking at it as, because these goddesses and Mothra are known for being very more peaceful, and they're not known for so much violence. They kind of look at it as like, you, like, as man-made, built this machine. Like, this is basically a product of science and technology and everything that man and the system has created, and just human evolution as well. Not even just human evolution, but just humans in general. Like, this is a product of you guys, of creating technology and science and all those other things. And it's kind of like not polluting the world, but it's weird. And they're pointing out the fact that you shouldn't have played God. You can't resurrect people from the dead. And because of that, you basically created Frankenstein's monster. And like with Frankenstein's monster, kind of had a self-awareness of trying to destroy their own creators. And so I think that's really interesting. I think that adds to the layer of Kiru, and just the fact of that Kiru is like Frankenstein's monster, this Terminator, like Vader complexion MechaGodzilla, obviously. I think it's really great that they do this with Kiru, and it just keeps adding more to it. It makes it more interesting. It makes Kiru more like fleshed out, and makes him feel more like than just a mindless machine that is just hell-bent on destroying Godzilla. There's like a bit of a past, and like I said, there's a bit of like a PTSD to it, and all this other stuff that kind of comes with it. And it's even more interesting when you have like some of the people that are like, wait a second, why are you telling us this message when literally Mothra many years ago just tried to destroy Tokyo? So there's kind of like that, I guess, different perspectives and I guess moralities and different point of views and all. My mom has Godzilla 1989 on DVD, and yes, it is an amazing movie. That's an interesting opinion. But that's good for you that you like the movie. 1989. Is that Zilla? Oh, is that with hold on, I gotta see this real quick. Is that with Matthew Broderick? No, you know what? I don't want to look, because that might be the one with Matthew Broderick. And Matthew Broderick really was there. 10-time me and my family watch Godzilla movie 1989. Okay, good for you guys. Glad you like the movie. It's pure garbo, in my opinion. Just really just reeks of it. It smells of it too. And do I have the figure? Do I have the figure? I know I have the Zilla figure, and I wanted to do a bit. And speaking of bits, real quick, when I was trying to work on the edited version of this review, I had a bit where I was gonna grab Kiru and I was gonna play the Kiru theme. It would have been awesome, honestly. But because Adobe Premiere wouldn't render my video and export my video, it just kind of wound up basically going in the trash. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, I worked so hard twice. I did this twice, and it would not cooperate. And I was like, you know what? A third time wasn't going to do any better, so might as well just did a live review. But let's get back to everything else. But I like that Mothra's in this movie, and obviously Godzilla. Them two kind of like not being rivals, but they kind of had like this like friend foe kind of like mutual thing against with each other. And I think it's kind of funny that when Mothra like dies, like Godzilla kills Mothra, and the little larvae show up, the little baby Mothras show up. And I love how this is the funny thing. I just think this is so hysterical, because their eyes, when they watch their mother die, go from blue to red, like they just went evil, or just also it's pretty ridiculous, because like their eyes just go from blue to red, like they're gonna kill him, like killer instinct activation, basically. And they just web him up, and also silk and web, and also the weird stuff, moth stuff, bug stuff, spider stuff. So yeah, but I think that's really cool. I think it was really funny. And then we got Kiru again, obviously, and I like some of the improvements and the repairs and the fights that happen with Kiru and with Godzilla again, because those are just really epic, and they really showcase that these two are willing to go toe to toe with each other. Almost have like this interesting dynamic of that they can literally fight for a very long time, and till like basically one dies. Basically, like if you were to like, if they didn't stop the fight, if Japan didn't stop the fight between Godzilla and Kiru, they would have constantly just kept fighting until either Godzilla was dead or Godzilla had ripped Kiru to shreds. And that's what's really great. And the fights and the showdowns in Tokyo S.O.S. really do the same thing as well, because they really are a lot stronger too. Especially with Kiru, because Kiru is just still fantastic, and it's just really like I said, adding the whole like complexion, the whole like man, machine, monster creation, Frankenstein's monster, Vader thing that Kira has going is really awesome. I think that's really unique. Like I said, it definitely makes MechaGodzilla not just this mindless like machine that's just told what to do. Like Kiru, fire. Kiru, do this. Kiru, do that. Kiru, destroy Godzilla. Kiru, fly. And all these other things. It's more of that. He has a bit of a self-awareness. He's got more to him. There's a bit of an intelligence. There's a bit of just a lot of different layers under the surface of this hollow armored machine of this mechanical Godzilla. And I love the sacrifice that he makes too. It's really awesome. I think it really comes full circle from him being the machine that he is to kind of basically sacrificing not just himself, but sacrificing the old Godzilla that he once was, and basically destroying both Godzilla and MechaGodzilla in the process. Not the Godzilla you're thinking of. The Godzilla that's in, like, the memories and essence that is in Kiru is destroyed along with the suit and along with this body, which is really adds, like I said, it adds a great complexion, and I think that's really fantastic. And I think the sacrifice is just really awesome because they have this moment where Godzilla's all webbed up, he's all tangled up, and he's all like stuck in everything. And Kiru comes in and basically takes Godzilla with him, grabs Godzilla. They fly off into the ocean where I don't know if it was, I think it was in like the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, it was in the bottom of the ocean where they're basically just going to rot and die and just rest and be just gone from existence. So that whole ending and the sacrifice that Kiru makes plays into Final Wars because Godzilla has to be brought back from his deep slumber, underwater sleep. Because real quick synopsis of Final Wars. Us humans are like, oh well, we got an alien invasion. We need Godzilla, I guess. We have no other choice but to basically bring back Godzilla just so we can have this alien invasion stop. So they find him under the water where he was buried with Kiru. But technically, by that time, Kiru, his body had already deteriorated and rust and just disintegrated and just evaporated into existence. And it's just so dramatic. I think it was just really and almost is a little bit emotional too in some cases. But I think that's really awesome. I think that's what really made it for me was that sacrifice, and it's just really awesome. And it just all comes full circle because of the idea of that. It's not just MechaGodzilla trying to save the world. It's also Godzilla, this past Godzilla's essence, basically deciding to sacrifice himself and deciding that if we're gonna do this for the sake of the world, and I might as well just kind of like basically make this a suicide mission. This is a suicide mission for Godzilla's the past Godzilla's Kiru's past memories, and this is also a sacrifice for Kiru to save the world. And it was really fantastic. I thought it was awesome. These two are literally my favorite, if not one of my favorite Godzilla movies of all time. They're definitely up there. I'd say top 5, maybe top 10, definitely somewhere in that range. Somewhere in there, without a doubt. But unfortunately, the only thing I will take away from this movie is that I don't like the new pilot guy who was with Kiru. Like I said, I wish Akane was in this movie. I don't see why they had to get rid of Akane. She was really cool. I like that she was able to basically fend for herself. She was able to be like, hey, I can not only be a female pilot that gets to pilot this thing, and that she's the first to pilot Kiru and all these other things, but kind of like not stick it to everybody, but and I like that the aspect of not the fact that they're trying to go for I like that with Akane's character, they weren't trying to go for, yeah, I'm better than you, women are better, and testosterone and like trying to go for that whole Captain Marvel bullshit thing where it's like, yeah, this is a feminist piece. We're gonna be sexist as hell. And it's like, I like that this movie didn't try to do that. It just basically said, hey, this woman can still do things and it's still great, and she can lead this movie as a human character and not basically demeanor men and male as a gender and as a sexuality. But she was also equally able to kick ass and basically be a female pilot and do all these things and say, hey, look, I know I'm not what you guys would want. And I like how they didn't treat her like you're a woman. It's more like it's not the gender of why they discriminated her in Godzilla against MechaGodzilla. It was more of the actions she did and the consequences that she did. And even she was able to realize her actions and the consequences. And she was ready to own up to her consequences, say, look, I know what I did was wrong. And even her generals, her parole officers, her hierarchy officers was like, you did not do that on purpose. That was not your fault. Don't put yourself down about it. And she even had a close friend that was like, hey, like they went to the funeral for the guy and they're like, hey, this wasn't your fault. You know, it could have been any of us. It could have been literally any of us that had killed his brother, but it just so happened it was you in that same vehicle. So it's not your fault, and you couldn't do anything about it. She was over on the other side of like the field, and there she is. She could have, and the car's tipped over, and almost where the two, like her and this other person that she was with, could have almost got killed. And they're watching as Godzilla destroys one of the pilot's brother, and she feels guilty for that. So I like what they did with her character. I just wish she came back, and I don't like this sort of like watered down guy that all of a sudden just kind of shows up and going, yeah, I can take control of it. Sweet. You know, he just gives off a weird vibes to me. It was okay. Like that guy he wasn't any great, but they're not too bad. But I think I'm going to give Tokyo S.O.S. I'd say I'll give it an A. Maybe, I don't know. I might do this in A-, but most likely I'm just going to give it a solid A. I really like these both, honestly, a ton. They're two of my favorites. I would say against MechaGodzilla is a little bit better than Tokyo S.O.S, but I think they're very equally great. Judging aside their ratings I gave them, I think they're equally as good. I think they're equally as great, and I still like them. They're not like horrible. It's just a minor little nitpick I have with Tokyo S.O.S. I just thought it was weird that they had to get rid of Akane, and they're just like, they never explain it, and it's just weird for me that. This is just something I always have with sequels is that, let's say you have, like, let me give you an example here. So you guys know of Pirates of the Caribbean. You guys know that obviously there was Johnny Depp, and then let's just talk about Johnny Depp, okay? So real quick, I'm gonna go off track for a second because I'm gonna make it like an example of what I'm trying to get at. What this is sort of like a little nitpick I always have with some sequels is, let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say we have The Curse of the Black Pearl, and we all love Captain Jack Sparrow, and we're like, oh my gosh, hopefully we can see more of this character. And then we get the sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean, and let's say hypothetically Johnny Depp's nowhere to be found, and his character Jack Sparrow is nowhere to be found whatsoever. So, and they don't even mention his character. I don't like when sequels do that. When you have a character that shows up in the first movie and you don't see him come back, like this is I'm talking a main protagonist. If we don't see the main protagonist from the first movie show up in a sequel, whether he's the main protagonist or a side character or not, just doesn't make sense to me. And that's kind of what bothers me. Like let's say, okay, let me do another quick example. Let's say let's say the movie True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So we know Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. Let's say Hollywood decides to make a True Lies 2, and it stars Sylvester Stallone. And you're thinking to yourself, what happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character? This makes no sense whatsoever. Like, you start to think, what the hell happened here? And kind of like a small, real quick thing, kind of like a small nitpick I have with Predator 2. And that's kind of like the small thing I don't like with Predator 2 is that, okay, great, we do have Danny Glover and Bill Paxton, they're phenomenal actors, but there's no mention of anybody from the first movie. Like, Schwarzenegger's not back, Carl Weathers is not back, not even Shane Black's back. So yeah. Just small little nitpicks, and this is kind of the same thing that it falls in that same category. I don't hate the movie; it's just small little nitpick. I just kind of wish Akane came back and such like that. But I think that's gonna do it for these this sort of like these double feature reviews. I hope you like these double feature reviews. I might just take this time since I'm actually done pretty quick. I thought I would have went down a lot longer. So you know what? Let's do a bit of a Q&A session just for a little while. I don't know how long we'll go for, but a good Q&A session, good like live stream discussion, and just talk about all things, movies and video games, comics, TV shows, you name it. You fill that in the chat. But I hope you guys like this double feature thing. I might do more of these. If you guys like them, we'll see what happens. But if you like this, let me know in the comments if you like this double feature, if you like more of these live movie reviews and stuff like that. If you want to check out my previous live review, I did this months ago. It was for Avengers Endgame. I did it. It was back in May, literally the anniversary of when Avengers Endgame came out. That was the week I did it. So if you want to go check that out, I may put a link in the description, or I may do something with that. So you guys can go check that out later and stuff like that. So I hope you guys like this sort of double feature. I hope you Well, if you guys, what do you guys think of both these Godzilla movies? If you guys are Godzilla fans, what is your favorite Godzilla movie, and what is your favorite Godzilla monster? But actually, I got a challenging question for you guys in the chat, and for you guys in the comments down section below. Who is your favorite, for you Godzilla fans, who is your favorite Godzilla monster besides Godzilla? It has to be someone besides Godzilla. So name your favorite Godzilla kaiju besides Godzilla, because I know how popular Godzilla is. He's very iconic. He's the king of the monsters for a reason. He's my favorite, but let's go beyond that. So besides Godzilla, who do you guys like? Who's your favorite kaijus? What are some other ones you like? Do you like Kiryu? Do you like this MechaGodzilla? Do you like any of the other ones? Any of the other monsters like Mothra that I mentioned? Maybe even some of the characters I didn't mention, like say Anguirus or even King Ghidorah or Destroya. Like you name them. Let's have a nice little discussion and stuff like that. But let me know what you also guys thought of these movies. If you've seen them before, I definitely would suggest watching. If you want to, I recommend both watching in subtitles and in dub. I watched both. I was lucky to watch both of these in sub and dub. And there's no preference I have. I think they're really equally good. Like I said before, I'll say again, there's not that much of a difference other than obviously the native, I guess, acting and then the English dubbing. But the only difference is in wording is that I think in America we say Kiryu more, and I don't remember. I know one of the versions they said Kiryu more over the other version. I don't remember which one it was. But let me know, guys, what you thought, and let's take this time to do just a good live Q&A session and stuff like that. Okay, so I have no idea who else is watching, but I'm gonna see if I can get at least one of my moderators up here. I trust you guys in the chat, but just to have a moderator, just to be safe and sorry, who knows can pop on by, whether it's a new subscriber or anything like that. But as always, guys, if you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to awesome videos every day, if not every week. And don't worry, I'm not going to end this. I'm just kind of giving you guys that heads up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to be notified of new videos, new content, all that, and good stuff. So yeah, but don't worry, people. We're still going to be here for just a bit longer because I did not realize, because it's at 46 minutes right now, and I'm so surprised. I thought I would have gone for a long-ass hour. So let's kind of take this time, just have maybe a big discussion. It could be about Godzilla. It could be about anything else, movies, all that stuff. You name it. Let me know below, and I'll give you my thoughts, my opinions, such like that. But anyways, let's see here a second. Let me see here. Let me try and tag somebody in here. I need a moderator. I need someone to show up. I will wake someone's ass up. I don't care. Oh, this should be interesting news. It just in. Thanks to, I'm going to give this credit to K-Wing, Nightwing01. Thank you for this. I just saw this on my YouTube and for this post. My friends at Rock City Studios just announced their new title, hashtag, wait, what? Hold on, let me read that again. Why is it not? Let me read it more. No, I want to read this more. Stop it. You know what? Let me just click on the post. That would do better. Okay. New title, hashtag Suicide Squad game. Are you hyped? More details coming August 22nd. Oh, I'll see what I can learn in the meantime. That is awesome. Okay. I heard a bit of rumors that there would be a Suicide Squad game, but I never thought it would actually happen. Because that's always been in the rumor mill for so long that it's kind of like, oh, that actually is happening now. So I like that. Let's see here. Jeremy Johns, Taken. Taken's a good movie. We'll see. And also don't be shy to leave your suggestions in the comments of anything you want me to talk about, whether it be for my next movie review, my next top 10, my next gaming series, all that fun stuff and all that stuff, what more. I will try and do the best I can. Like I said, my Adobe's will work and sometimes won't work. So like I said, for example, that's why I'm doing this live stream here, is I was trying to do an edited review of my double features of both Tokyo S.O.S. and Godzilla against MechaGodzilla, aka Godzilla against Kiryu. Wait, where's Kiryu? I forgot. I left him on the floor for a second. I was like, where did I put him? I'm thinking I put him back on my shelf here. So yeah. There's a what? Hold on. What the heck is that about? There's a oh boy. I'll look at that later. But no one, let's see. Who's going to pop on by? No one will probably pop on by. But I'm glad you're still here, Sister Cassie. And if there's anyone else in the chat that's able to comment, leave some suggestions for either topics right now, because we're gonna do a live. We're gonna try and do a little bit of live discussion, maybe a live Q&A, a little bit, and maybe we'll do more live Q&As, more Q&As in general. We'll do stuff like that, which will be fun. Give suggestions for my next movie review, maybe my next top 10, my next gaming, whatchamacallit, my next maybe vlogs. Maybe I'm gonna work on a bit of vlogs here and there. We'll see what happens. Pac-Man and Crash Bandicoot and Paper Mario. Okay, I could do the original Crash Bandicoot for PlayStation 1. I have a working PS1 somewhere. I'm not sure where, but somewhere. It's in my room, I think. I don't know where it is in my room. It's in my closet. You guys aren't seeing this right now, but I'm looking at my closet and it's somewhere in the distance somewhere. I don't know where it is. I wish I knew where. Pac-Man. Well, it depends on which Pac-Man game, but I don't think I have a Pac-Man game. And Paper Mario Origami King. That's a great game, but I don't own a Switch. That's the only thing. The only games I could probably do is anything associated with PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4, and a Wii. My PS3 right now is not working. It is complete shit right now. It's unfortunate. I wish it did. Right? Oh gosh. All right. Anyways, I'll look at everything else later. But leave some suggestions, leave some comments, leave some questions, and let's get into a bit of discussion. And let's keep things respectful, because if you can respect me, I can respect you, and vice versa. So it works out pretty well. And I'm not gonna mention anything right now. You know what? Forget it. But let me at least put Kiru back for a moment. So, and if you guys also want to see a small little room tour of this place, I will feel free to let me know, and I will look into that, because it's literally it's a pretty massive room, but it's quick, easy to do a room tour of, honestly. I'm being legit. I would do it now right here if you guys want, but I don't know. It'd kind of be a little bit weird, but it's all up to you guys. And also, if you want to check out my last video, I was doing a bit of an unboxing with these two Rangers I got before. So just a little bit of plug in there. Just check out Looney Tunes review. The Looney Tunes movies or the Looney Tunes show, because that is an endless review. That would be an endless situation to talk about Looney Tunes, like the cartoon show, because I would probably do it if I were to view the Looney Tunes show, the old melodies. I think they're just called melodies. The melodies, the old 50 I think the Looney Tunes were around since the 50s. So from the 50s to the 80s was the original Looney Tunes show. If I were to review that, it wouldn't be so much of a review. It's just mainly just different skits that happen with each episode. We can have the infamous obviously iconic Looney Tunes cartoons like with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, the one with the rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, doing that one. A lot of the Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam cartoon shorts, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, Sylvester and Tweety Bird, doing those. There's a bunch of them. There's countless and countless of ones to really talk about. I can maybe react to them. I would unless you're talking about the Looney Tunes show, because there was a Looney Tunes show in the late 2000s where they basically had the Looney Tunes in our society, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck were living in apartments and living in houses in the suburbs and interacting with society and all these other things. It was kind of fun. It was interesting. Nothing, I guess, too amazing in my opinion. I thought it was fun. I thought it was it was good at times. It was kind of it had some iffy moments. So for example, the witch, her son is the big red thing with no arms. His name's Gossamer, and he goes to school, stuff like that. He's a little kid. I'm that's okay. I think the biggest thing that people remember from that Looney Tunes show was Lola Bunny, because she was hilarious. Kristen Wiig, I think it was. Was it Kristen Wiig? Let me think. You know what? Let me look it up on here real quick. I'm just gonna search this up on my laptop for a second. Let me see. Looney Tunes show. Looney Tunes show. No, it's the Looney Tunes show. Wait, was it? It was the Looney Tunes show. Yeah, Kristen Wiig was Lola Bunny. I remember. Yep, I remember that because people like prefer that Lola Bunny over Space Jam. So yeah. Let me see here. And no, I'm just kidding. I was gonna say, and on a side note, I try and do voices, and I'm just kidding. I try to at least. What was it called? Melodies. I can't remember what the other thing was called. But maybe we'll see. Let's see. Looney Tunes review. I mean, if you're talking about like the Looney Tunes show or the just Looney Tunes, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit not so much of a review. It's just gonna be kind of like, okay, I might react to it because I think they're just classics to me. Like a lot of the just things like that. The Looney Tunes movies, there's some I like. There's some that are just kind of in their own little world. Like Space Jam, I don't know how to feel about. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I hate it. Looney Tunes Back to Action, I actually think is really funny. I think I like that one a little more. But there's just something about Space Jam. I don't know if I like it or hate it. So, but I'm trying to remember when was Looney Tunes around? When did Looney Tunes? I'm just gonna put Looney Tunes. Let me just put Looney Tunes. And then apparently they're doing it, and I think in 2020 or 2021, HBO Max is going to be doing a Looney Tunes show or remake. But that should be, I guess, interesting. But let me see here, Looney Tunes. So obviously, like the Mel Blanc Looney Tunes is what I've been talking about this whole time, or trying to talk about. Let's see here. See, Warner Brothers from 1930 to 1969. Was the original Looney Tunes. So the one that goes da 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 da. So probably that one. That's probably the Looney Tunes I'm thinking of. That would be more like of a reaction because reviewing those it's just kind of like it'd be funny, but it'd be hard to kind of do because what would I call them? Because they're not necessarily episodes. They're not episodic. They're just Looney Tunes skits you just watch and you enjoy them, and they're just downright hilarious. Some are just very just funny for the not the slapstick, but just the physical comedy. And sometimes they have a bit of tongue in cheek, which is interesting. Like you'd be surprised some of the jokes that get away in there. It's honestly funny. I'm not gonna lie. No, looking back, like even like obviously look at like the one where like Bugs Bunny was in drag. Like that's something that can't get away with now. So yeah, it was funny for a time like that. And there's a lot of things you can't get away with nowadays. Well, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you like that movie. Like I said, Space Jam for me, I like it, but sometimes I hate it because I like for its, I guess it's just weirdness and I guess it's imaginative, ideas. But it's also kind of like, it just feels stupid. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Space Jam sometimes. It's very a recluse to me because I know people that love the movie. And I know people that hate the movie. I'm the one that's like, well, I don't know if I love the movie or if I hate the movie. Because like yeah, it's very silly. It feels like a big giant long hour Looney Tunes cartoon, which is good, but it's like it follows by this weird like plot, and it's hard for me to kind of like say if I like it or hate it. So there's things I probably might like maybe one time, and maybe the next time I watch it, I'll be like, oh, I don't like it. I don't know. It's weird, but just stretching. But. If nothing happens within like a good, say, let me see. So I'm looking at 9:40 and it's been 58 minutes so far. If nothing happens within like around 10 to 20 minutes, I might just call it a day because I don't see a lot. I mean, hopefully more people will show up. I know it's pretty early in the morning and all, but hey, do new Space Jam movie. They haven't done a Space Jam 2 yet, Sister Cassie. They're talking about doing a second one, but they haven't confirmed a date. And it's kind of hard to right now, especially with movies and being pushed back and being rescheduled and all this other stuff. It's just this whole thing's been really crazy. It's just I don't know what to really think sometimes. But one thing I just really don't understand is that if we're able to like listen to this, like really think about this for a second. So we're able to have masks when we go out to stores, and that's like a good like hour or so. Let's say like less than an hour, maybe up to an hour. Maybe if you're in there long enough, maybe 2 per store. Well, I don't know about 2 hours, but still, you could be in there for a good amount of time. If we were able to wear masks in the store, and if workers and basically employers are able to wear a mask for all those hours, like their 12-hour shifts or 8-hour shifts or 10-hour shifts, 24-hour shifts, whatever it is. If they're able to wear their masks for that long, and if we're also able to wear masks at Disney, and the cast members are able to wear those masks for hours upon hours, and we're able to wear those masks upon hours, depending on how long you stay there till. If you stay there for 3 hours, you stay there for 5, whatever the time length is right now. And we're able to, and a lot of people that obviously, like I said, do their jobs are able to wear masks and keep themselves distant. How come how do I put this? How come we can't wear masks at the movie theater and have a social distancing? Just think about that. We do these, like, we go outside, we wear the mask for good hours, whether it's we're in a store, we're at a restaurant, or at a Disney park, or we're somewhere else at an amusement park, or it's someone at their job wearing said mask for a certain amount of hours, good amount of hours. How come we can't do that at the movie theaters? How come people that had jobs at the movie theaters at AMC, like AMC theaters, or any places like that, not wear their masks for work? And how come we can't sit in a room for an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on the movie? Maybe it might be 3 if you're gonna maybe if they re-release Endgame because they can re-release Endgame, maybe. Because I see a lot of times there were movie theaters will re-release old movies. So the very common ones that they use, they will re-release Back to the Future, Lion King, The Matrix, and I think this is one's going to be a big classic that's going to be re-released commonly is Endgame. So let's say hypothetically let's say an hour to 3-hour movie you're going to sit through, depending on how long the movie is. It could be an hour, it could be an hour and a half, it could be 2 hours, it could be 2:40, whatever it is. How come we can't sit there for that long? And then maybe have the movie theaters where there's like gaps in between the seats. Like, let's say it doesn't have to be a full row, it doesn't have to be a full house row. Like, maybe take a seat or two away from the whole row, and you have like a seat here, and then here's space, and a seat here, and you have space, and a seat here. And then maybe you have like one row that's like, okay, if you feel comfortable doing that, there's a back row if you want to sit in the back row where it's like all completely just a row. How come we can't do that? Just something to think about. But that's just my sort of thinking. I love Scooby-Doo shows and movies. I do not like live movie Scooby-Doo. Oh, I know people that love those movies. They're like, oh my gosh, I grew up with those Scooby-Doo movies, the live action ones. I can't get myself behind it. I hate the first one. It's so awful. It looks so bad. And then the one directed by James Gunn, which you'll be surprised by. The second one's directed by James Gunn, and it's better, but it's not good. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like doing that for fun. But yeah, the Scooby-Doo shows are definitely a classic. I like the new Mystery Incorporated show they have, which is interesting. I like that sort of different take that they have. It's not too bad. I like it. It's cool. Let's see. I am happy for Mulan coming to Disney Plus. Yeah, Mulan's coming to Disney Plus, but I think for Disney Plus users, like members, like probably myself, I think it's extra, like $30 extra to buy it. Or if you're gonna get Disney Plus, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna add extra. Like, okay, we're gonna rack up the price for Disney Plus, so that way, if you get the full package, you're gonna get Disney Plus and Mulan. So I think for newcomers that are gonna be members of Disney Plus, you might have to pay an extra $30. I think, or it's gonna be the other way around, where we have to pay extra. So I think we might have to pay $30 extra for Mulan, which I guess it makes sense, but I think they should have just put it on. I think what they should do with Mulan is put it on Disney Plus, and whether they charge, whether it's full charge or free of charge, put it on Disney Plus. And what you could do, let's say afterwards, is maybe if it does well on a streaming service, put it out in theaters. I think it'd be fantastic. I think that's a movie that should go to theaters. I think it would be interesting to see, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. But let me see this here. I'm getting buzzed. Who's buzzing me? Oh, I don't like that. All right. Just a notification I have for I get for Legacy Wars, because I recently re-downloaded Legacy Wars on my iPhone, and I think it definitely, I'm doing a lot better than I had done on my tablets, because I had Legacy Wars for a huge time on my tablet, and it was horrible because I had so much lag on my tablets. It was ridiculous. It wasn't even funny. Like, I'm not even joking. And now with my phone, it's kind of a little bit better, and it's like a little more quicker and less lag, which is good. I'm at like a league like 7 or something like that. And if you guys want to, you can always join my league, my alliance. It's called the Prodigious Rangers, and I'll show you guys right here, right now. Let's do it. I will show you guys right here, right now. So if I pull up Legacy Wars right here, and I did a little stylizing my my phone case with Into the Spider-Verse, because that's one of my favorite movies of the year. I think it was really awesome. So if you guys have Legacy Wars, you can join the Prodigious Rangers. So that would be really cool. Let's see. There are no necessary requirements. Let me see. Yeah, there's no real requirements or anything you really need. But if you join right now, you can be a member of the Prodigious Rangers. Boom. And my teams so far, I have 3 different teams I use. I use my team of evil, which is Zed, Xandred, and Ecliptor. I also use Wes Collins from Time Force. I have Trent Mercer from Dino Thunder, and I have the Magna Defender from I was gonna say Lightspeed Rescue for a second. No, Lost Galaxy. Wrong series though. And I have my team of Jason from Power Rangers, and there's Trent again, and then Zane from In Space. So I'm not gonna do anything with that because I rather keep the live stream going. Oh shit, I forgot. I was going on about this whole tangent saying, no, I said my thoughts on the whole Suicide Squad game. I'm good. Let me see. I gotta clear up some tabs. All right, I'm good. But if you guys have Legacy Wars, you can join the Prodigious Rangers and all that cool stuff. So there you go. Let's see. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Having fun. That is awesome to hear. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're still sticking around and everything. Not that many people are still here, unfortunately. I don't regret doing this any early. It's just unfortunate that literally I got like 1 or 2 people watching. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna see who else I can get involved, just for fun. Let's see, who else do I know I can maybe send this to? I can send this to maybe a few other people. See what's up. See like, yo, what you guys up to? Like, hey, come on, check out this video. Damn it. Let's see. What is your favorite show and movie? You'd have to be a bit specific on that one there, Sister Cassie, if I'm being honest, because that's a very broad question for me, in my opinion. If you were to maybe say my favorite sci-fi movie, I'd have a better idea of narrowing it down to what's my favorite movie of all time compared to my favorite movie of all time. If you were to tell me, like, let's say my favorite DC TV show, I'd have a better idea of narration, like of narrow it down to, okay, what am I able to say? So it's really hard because if you were to tell me like my favorite movie of all time, I'd probably go from saying Star Wars to next, saying the Avengers to saying Pulp Fiction to saying The Matrix to Back to the Future to like I'd go all over the place and I would not have a consistent like process. So because my mind's like I can't think of like my all-time favorite movie, because it's hard for me to break down my favorite movie of all time. I can go and say all of a sudden, wait, The Dark Knight. No, but I love Batman '89, or I could say I like E.T., but I prefer Aladdin, or I prefer this or that. It's hard to, I gotta narrow it down for myself. So that's just my process. That's just my mentality, my thinking. There's a method to my madness, but it helps a little bit. But same thing goes for shows. I'd be like, I like Once Upon a Time, but wait, I like The Flash currently right now. But I like the Masked Singer thing, or I like Friends, or I like Seinfeld. I'd be like all over the place, jumping from one thing to another. I'd be like, but I like Batman animated series, and then there's also The Mandalorian, and I'd say something like probably like The Office, or like other shows like that. I'd just go off and just it's crazy. So I need to kind of I need to be more specific. Let me think. So if I were to say maybe my favorite, if you were to say maybe my favorite sci-fi movie, I would probably say I know I'm biased, but I would honestly say Star Wars. And I'd probably put Terminator up there. I'd put The Matrix up there. I'd put Alien. No, I'd put Star Wars, like just the entire franchise. Doesn't matter which movie. If I'm being specific, I'd probably say Empire Strikes Back, which is my preference. I just prefer Empire a little bit more than New Hope. And I know it's a bit like people say that a lot, and people always say that, but honestly, it's true. I like Empire more than A New Hope, and then Return. And there's some things I like about Jedi a little bit more, like Return of the Jedi, more than Empire Strikes Back. But still, let me think. I would have Empire Strikes Back. So let me think. Top, like this is not going to be my list. This is not going to be a list. I'm just going to name off the top of my head, like top 5, like my favorite sci-fi movies. So I'd say Empire Strikes Back, T2, so Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I'd say Aliens, not Alien. I would say Alien, but I think Aliens is more of a sci-fi movie than Alien, because Alien's meant to be more horror, more suspenseful. It's a set like a horror sci-fi movie. I'm not gonna say any Avengers movies, although I will say Guardians of the Galaxy, just for fun. And I would say that's maybe not Stargate. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen Stargate in a while. RoboCop? The Matrix. I'll say The Matrix. I'd say The Matrix. 5. I'd say 5. Those are probably my favorite 5 sci-fi movies. If I were to keep going, I'd say Predator. I'd say RoboCop. I'd say Judge Dredd. I'd say Demolition Man. I'd say who else would I say? I'd say Back to the Future. I'd say Part 2, Back to the Future. I'd say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'd say I'm not going to count Alien. I'm not going to count Alien. I'd say Starship Troopers. I think that's good for now. What's your favorite cartoon show and Marvel movie and Disney movie? My favorite cartoon show. Right now, I really like. What do I like right now? What was I recently watching that I think that's really my favorite thing? What was it? I can't remember. But I do like Gargoyles on Disney Plus. That's really awesome. From the Disney Afternoon. My favorite Marvel movie, I'd say hands down Avengers. Favorite Marvel movie is Avengers. I'd still say Avengers. If we're talking MCU, I might say maybe Infinity War or maybe Endgame. But if we're talking all like Marvel movies of all time, I'd say Avengers, hands down. My favorite Disney movie is Lilo and Stitch. I did a review of that if you want to go check that out later. But that's my all-time favorite animated movie. My favorite Disney animated movie is Lilo and Stitch, next to Aladdin, next to Lion King, and a few others, just to name a few. My favorite live-action one, because there's a bunch of live-action Disney movies, I'd say Pirates of the Caribbean. I'd say it because it's great. It really is a great adventure film. It's also dark. It's also funny, and it's able to keep that feel of the theme park attraction that was the Pirates of the Caribbean. And obviously where its material kind of came from. But anyways, I know who to send this to. I'm going to send this to somebody. Oh, actually, I know who to send this to. Yeah, one. I'm going to send this to... Who else is there? Awesome. I mean, Avengers is very awesome. And not only that, but it built up not a great, like, it brought us obviously to where like going back to 2012, obviously the whole buildup of the Marvel movies leading up to the Avengers and just the hype it had, and it's still a great movie. Let me see. Who else was I going to send this to? Oh, there. That person. Wait, no. Well, maybe. Actually, no. Hold up. Yeah, why not? And no, what's that? Okay, I don't know what that is, but all right. What is your favorite Avengers movie? I'd say, well, I like all four, but if I were to rank them, Age of Ultron is like my least favorite. And then I have a three-way tie between Infinity War, Endgame, and Avengers, because I hold the first Avengers as like a really like big pedestal, but not like a huge like worshiping pedestal. I have it at a good pedestal where it's like it was like at the time it was just a great like like it was something that's never been done before, and how it kind of, if you look at the Avengers now, it is very responsible for a lot of the movies before it, like Iron Man and Captain America, the first Avenger. And it's responsible for a lot of the aftermath movies, because if we didn't get these movies, we wouldn't have the first Avengers. No, we wouldn't have Infinity War. We wouldn't have Guardians of the Galaxy. We wouldn't have Black Panther or Spider-Man Homecoming. We wouldn't have any of these movies without the first Avengers. And that's where I put it at a high pedestal sometimes. Like not at a pedestal, not like a worshiping pedestal, because I don't worship the movie. I don't worship movies. Maybe I do once in a while, but no. But let me send these to. Yeah, let me do that. I'll do that as well, because I want to make things interesting. I'm gonna wake you all up. I'm gonna bother some people. But that's just But in terms of my favorite Avengers movie, it's a really hard three-way tie for me on which one I like the most. Damn it. Yeah, probably I'll end this in a couple of minutes or more or less, because I still actually haven't eaten breakfast yet. So save that. Save that. Save that. No, wait. No. There. And there. But I'll probably do, like, let's say a couple more questions if I don't keep dragging on and then rambling about stuff. I might call it in a couple of minutes. If not, if I wind up rambling on for more and without me realizing it, then that's fine. But no more than 11. No more than 11 o'clock. That's for sure. Maximum time is no more than 11, because it's 9:58 right now. And if we go up past 11, I'm like, no, I gotta stop. So nowhere before 11. I'm fine with to keep this stream going. And also, if you guys want me to do anything else, if like you guys want me to bring back awesome news, I'm willing to do awesome news again. I'd like to do that sometime. There's a lot I can cover, especially with different news topics and movie news going on and stuff like that, and even TV show stuff. Like, especially now that I think there's a possible casting in She-Hulk for the Disney Plus show. What my favorite is First Avenger and Endgame. That's awesome. Usually a lot of people like Endgame as well, but that's pretty good for the most part. I would definitely still say Infinity War. It really still blew me away. I literally sat in. I remember sat in the movie. I was almost in tears, because I didn't expect this, because for a while I didn't see, because it was literally the weekend after Infinity War was released, and I was so hard trying to avoid spoilers, because I was like, I'm sitting there, I know everyone's gonna have seen Infinity War, and I know some people are gonna bust my balls, and I know there's gonna be some people in my class that are gonna be like, oh, did you hear about that one guy that died? I'm like, so I'd sit there and I'm like, okay, so no one has spoiled anything. And I think someone already saw Infinity War, and then me and my friend, actually me and Alexis at Is That Lance, if she ever shows up and pops on by, she would remember this story, because she was a student I knew from one of the high schools I went to, because I've gone from like literally high school to high school throughout my whole like high school life. But right now, luckily I'm a graduate, so I don't need to worry about doing more high school work. I just got to worry about work in college and adulting. So That's gonna be fun. But all jokes aside, I think I'm gonna do fine. I think I'm gonna do fine in the real world. I think I'll be okay. Especially where things are going right now. Especially like the plan I got going on a little bit. Especially that people that are helping me, and especially my girlfriend, who I love so much right now, for what she has done for me and what she's gonna do for me later on, is gonna really help me out in the long run. And I think it's gonna be really worth it. And I love her so much. So what you call it? Anyways, back to like, so Alexis was someone I knew in high school. She was in one of my high schools I went to, because I went from high school to high school. So what is your favorite YouTube games channel? I like the K-Wings, honestly. I like K-Wings. I remember watching a lot of Blitzwinger, and I've watched a few other people. But those are the main two I watch. I watch the K-Wings. I see you over there in the K-Wings. I see you over in K-Wife, or see you over there in Nightwing 01, Blitzwinger. I'll watch some other people. Like, I rarely watch, I think, you know what? I'll watch the Super Best Friends. I watch the Super Best Friends sometimes, like Maximilian. I'll watch Wooly versus Matt McMuscles, Pat Plays, those guys, which is unfortunate they had to break up, those friends, because they were great friends, and then they had this big argument that now they're like, no, now we're not really that great friends, which kind of sucks. I feel bad for those guys. They had some really great moments. They were fantastic. They were funny. They were hilarious. They were funny as hell. They were funny as shit, to be honest. They just made me laugh so many times. I remember a lot of their collabs and all these other things were great. Who else do I know that does gaming? I don't know Zach personally. Like, Zach's got gaming, but I will watch him on a rare basis. But other than that, that's it for the most part. But so Alexis was someone Alexis, aka is that Lance, who you've probably seen on the channel before. Well, not on the channel before, but she has showed up in the comments, live chat, live stream, moderator. She's a moderator. So I remember we had not seen Infinity War yet, and we knew of someone that already had seen Infinity War, and I was like, "Don't you dare spoil it!" And she's like, "I don't care. I'll get spoiled." And then she whispers in his ear, and she's like, "No!" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, I'm like sitting there because obviously I don't want to know, but I want to know, sort of thing. But what you would call it? So when I went to finally go see Infinity War, I was in tears, almost in tears, because it's just the most saddest deaths for me, honestly, were Spider-Man, Loki, and Gamora. Top 3 right there. Top 5, I'd say I'd probably put Doctor Strange. I put Star-Lord, definitely, because I did not expect those. And everyone else, I was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "We're losing everybody. I mean, everyone." I was like, "Oh, you guys kidding me?" Like, man. So that was a tearjerker. But then again, that was a real tearjerker for me. Endgame was another tearjerker. Just especially me and Kayla. Oh my gosh, we were on our verge of crying all the time, especially with whatchamacallit. Let's see, channels, our wonderful brother. Thank you so much. King Let's Play. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I forgot about brother Leo. I forgot about Leo's Let's Play. I am so sorry, dude. If you're watching this, I am so sorry. I almost forgot about you. That is my fault. Matt Pat and Canadian guy. I think I've heard of Matt Pat. I don't know. I don't think I know the Canadian guy, but Blitzwinger is from Canada. He is from Canada, which is interesting to know. Let me see, Matt Pat. I feel like I know him. Do I know Matt Pat? Oh no, I've seen him. I never watched Matt Pat. Yeah, okay, I've seen him. I never watched him though. Let's see. And then Canadian guy. I think I know who Canadian guy is. I think I might know who he is. Let's see, Canadian guy. I might watch PewDiePie sometimes too. Canadian guy? No, I've not seen Canadian guy. Oh, Canadian guy A. Okay, yeah. A. Anyways. But if you don't have any more, but let me see. If you guys got any more questions, I'll sit here for a bit and chill. And then if not, I'm going to go eat breakfast because actually I haven't eaten yet. I literally woke up like, I think, what was it? Like 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, something like that. And I just jumped right into it because I was like, let me take this opportunity and just do that. Let's see here. Yo, Brandon Williams, are you still in the chat? I'm just curious because I'm seeing 2 people. If not, it's fine. It might be just a viewer. I feel bad for viewers that don't have accounts and they can't put their like comments there. because I feel bad because I don't know who the other person is sometimes. It's unfortunate. What is your favorite food? I like pizza. Like honestly, it's just a favorite dish of mine. And plus, I don't know, maybe it's just because I have like Italian roots in me, but I just love pizza. It's just I don't care where I get it, where I buy it from. If I make it, I'll eat it, honestly. Like even if it's just really cheap, disgusting pizza, well, not cheap, disgusting pizza, but even if it's something like not great pizza, like say like just a restaurant, like say like I've had Domino's pizza. Like I remember years ago, I used to love that, but I like more like probably like other places like Sal's Pizza or Joey's Pizza or like actual like restaurants like that, like legit Italian restaurants. So I'm a big pizza guy. I don't know, maybe it's because my Italian roots, because my grandparents were Italian, both on my dad's side and my mom's side, because I'm 3/4 of Italian from my dad's parents and then from my mom's parents. And then I'm also a bit German and a bit of Danish from my mom's parents because her dad was German and Danish, I think, as well, or something like that. My favorite food is pizza too. What are the odds? I mean, it's a common food, but cool. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad you like that. But is there anything you want me to discuss? Anything you want to ask me, or anything like that, Sister Cassie? You let me know. And anyone else that's in the chat, let me know what you want me to discuss. And if not, I will call this a day. So yeah. Wait, did I move? Okay, I did put Kira back. But let me put my hats away. And I have a nice hat collection too. And then you got Vader over here beside me. But I think in the meantime, I could update you guys on what's been going on. So I think I'm hoping. So real quick, an update. I think I'm hoping. I'm not too sure, but I'm hoping sometime this month. Maybe it might have to be maybe next month. I don't know what's the schedule now, but I may just start having to start shooting my short film, which I've been working on for a while. I've had this idea for a long time, for quite a while, for about a couple months, if not more, of a movie I want to shoot, like a short film I want to do, and I want to put it up on the channel here. And I have someone that's going to be writing it, Jesse, who you've seen in my podcast, which hopefully, Jesse, if you're watching this, dude, we got to do another podcast. You, me, and Michael. We got to do this next time. Seriously, I'd love to do another podcast. That was hilarious. That was fun. It was ridiculous, but it was fun. So Jesse, who on YouTube, he's got a little channel called Derpy Nachos. He's writing my film right now. He's writing the script. I've had him like go through like, okay, what do I want to keep? What do I want, like what he's been putting in his ideas, and I can always go back and either keep the ideas or rewrite some of the ideas or whatever, or do whatever kind of thing. But I might just keep some of the ideas he's given to me, which is pretty good. I like them. Hopefully we're gonna start doing shooting sometime this month or next month, but we need to do auditions first too. So what will probably happen is sometime this month or next month, we'll probably do auditions and we'll start doing shooting. And I'll let you guys know when that shooting starts. Pixar movie reviews. I did one for Onward though. I could maybe do a few other ones, but I did one for Onward. I was debating on doing Toy Story like a couple months ago, way back. I remember, and I was like, I don't know. I wanted to do all the Toy Story movies because I did my review for Toy Story 4 as well. I did Onward, I did Toy Story 4. But I don't know. I may review all three of the Toy Story movies. We'll see what happens. To be quite honest, I'm not sure. Because to be quite frank, the reason why I haven't reviewed the first three Toy Story movies is because they're the type of movies that obviously I would love to review, but everyone has talked about the same thing about Toy Story, and all three of them are really fantastic, and there's kind of not that much difference to add to them because the point of a review is not only just to express your opinion, but maybe to add a different perspective on it or a different opinion on it. And it's kind of and I feel like I would be treading on some of the same waters if I were to review Toy Story. I don't know. It could be wrong, but I might tread on the same things as probably everyone else has treaded before talking about Toy Story. Just how phenomenal it is, how much of a game changer it was, especially being the first CG computer animated movie, and how it just came to be, and how just fantastic it is. I don't know. Maybe I could talk about what it was going to be originally. Like it was like one of the like rough ideas, one of the rough like scripts or ideas, rough drafts of the movie. Woody was kind of going to be like this, more like a bad guy, not necessarily a bad guy, more like an antagonist kind of. Like he'd have that sort of attitude that instead of like, for example, the original idea for Woody was actually that instead of it being an accident that Buzz was pushed off the window in the original draft, Woody was going to actually purposely push off Buzz. And there's this thing online called the Black Friday reel, which is basically it's a rough like basically storyboard of Woody doing that said thing where he purposely pushes Buzz off the window and out of the room and out of the bedroom. And all of the toys are like, "We saw you do that." And he goes, "So what? Sue me." Like I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, you guys never even liked this Buzz guy, and now all of a sudden you guys start pointing the finger at me when you guys didn't like him either. So kind of feeling more like a threat. And John Lasseter was kind of like, oh, we don't want that out of Woody really. And then especially like now you look at Woody as a character now and just how much he's just kind of become like this iconic character, and he's known for just being that sort of like, I guess, voice in a sense. So I think that would, I don't know, we'll see. But leave some suggestions of what specific movies may to do, and I'll talk about them. Also, I will be doing my my review for The Force of Nature, which I will have hopefully sometime soon this week, or maybe next week I might have done. We'll see what happens. Honestly, that's kind of, I kind of put that on hiatus because of the fact my Adobe hasn't worked that well the best. And plus I've just been kind of a little bit busy, just doing some personal stuff, trying to like apply for like a lot of jobs because I can use a part-time job because YouTube right now is not paying me. And I'm just doing this as a fun little hobby. And that's not going to stop me from doing YouTube. Like if I don't get paid, I'm going to basically quit YouTube. No, I'm going to keep doing this as a fun passion. I love doing this. I love talking about movies. I love talking about like my opinions on things and expressing my sort of stuff and whatnot. So that's always been how I realized I like to express myself and how passionate I like to be in some cases, in some aspects. Let me see. First Toy Story movie and two Toy Story 3 is good, but first Toy Story is the best. I think so. I don't know. It's a toss up because Toy Story 3, if besides Toy Story 4, Toy Story 3 was a really good like send off for our toys. And Toy Story 4 just kind of happened. And it had some things that I like, and there's some things I just didn't really like that I wasn't really the best fan of. But, I mean, did it need to exist? Toy Story 4, yes and no. And it runs into that problem because it adds a different, I guess, thing with Woody, which is this interesting adventure with Woody and him reuniting with Bo, which is kind of cute. But then it does like the unfortunate thing is it runs into all this other stuff too that you're just kind of like, And I really thought I thought Toy Story 4 was gonna have me like crying and almost like heartbreaking because I was expecting. I kept hearing about Toy Story 4 for a while, and then I had not seen it for a very long time. And I heard a lot of people saying like this is like the end game of Toy Story. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, are they gonna have like literally Woody die? Like, is there gonna be a way where Woody's gonna die? Or they're gonna have like a symbolistic like way he's gonna die, like maybe like because they did a whole thing with the voice boxes, and they did something with a voice box, and I thought, is he gonna lose his voice box, and that means that's like Toy's way of dying? And I was ready to just cry, but the way they end it is just very just underwhelming. And I don't want our favorite characters to experience death, but from what I kept hearing, that's what it sounded like was. Woody was going to die, and there was going to be this whole thing where there was a certain way they're going to do it, and that this is a toy's way of dying. Like maybe if you take out their batteries, or if you take out their voice box, or if you do maybe let's say with Woody, you cut his string, he can no longer speak. I thought that was going to be really something heavy, but no, it just ends really unsatisfying. I don't know, just underwhelming. But I don't know. So I've talked about both those movies. I've talked about Toy Story 4 and onward. I might talk about the other Toy Story movies. I like all three. There's definitely, I will say Toy Story 2 does have some things that I might be like, I don't know. We'll see. But Other than that, I like all three. They're perfect as they are. Incredibles is amazing as it is. Incredibles 2, it's good. I'd say it's definitely looks a lot better than the first movie. I mean, it definitely looks really fantastic after like 10 year, 13, wait. Incredibles came out in 2005. Incredibles 2 came out in 2018. So 13 years later. Like that is just how well that looks and how that's transitioned is amazing. And the animation is awesome. But I don't know if there's some things I think I run into the same problems with Incredibles 2 that everyone else does. It's a great movie. It's fantastic. Great to see the characters and the voice work, and then expanding upon the family dynamic. And it's interesting actually seeing Mr. Incredible now playing the stay-at-home figure, and then while Elastigirl is off doing hero stuff, kind of the reverse of the first movie, and almost like not, and it does it in a sense of it's not pulling like, oh, we're gonna have basically Mr. Incredible be Mr. Mom. No, it pulls something different, it pulls something interesting, and it does it so well. But the only problems that I run into with Incredibles 2 that everyone else runs into is the villain, and yeah, that's mainly it. Finding Nemo I think is good. Finding Dory I think is a lot better. Wally's fantastic. Up, I do have some like complaints about it a little bit, just a bit of like nitpicks, but I do love the movie overall. Cars is okay for me. I remember I loved this movie when I was younger because I collected the entire collection and all the toys of Cars because I loved that movie so much when I was younger. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I loved Cars. That's all I bought for a while was Cars. I had my bedroom in Pennsylvania, when I lived in Pennsylvania for a while, was all Cars. Like I had like Cars bed sheets. I had stickers on my walls of Cars. I had a Cars nightlight. I had a Lightning McQueen nightlight. I had these weird little like stuffed animals of Cars. It was crazy. Cars 2 is a wreck. Like everyone else says, it's a wreck. Cars 3, a little bit better, but yeah. Monsters Inc. phenomenal. Monster University is a different story. The Good Dinosaur, it's okay. Brave, I thought was all right. What else am I forgetting here? Pixar movies. I'm thinking. Monsters Inc. is really great. Honestly, I love it. I think what really brings me to tears it brings me to tears every time because I think that score for Boo just really brings me to tears. It makes me almost want to cry a lot when I hear that violin playing and the piano, and it just puts you in a mood of just sad, and just whether it's tears of sadness or tears of joy, that's just feeling though. I'm trying to think. Well, the other, did I forget any Pixar movies? I don't think I forgot any Pixar movies, to be honest. I am interested to see Monsters at Work. Because for a while, I think, like everyone else, I've been dying to see a sequel to Monsters, Inc. for a very, very long time. Just like I think everyone else was wanting to see an Incredibles 2, I was dying to see an Monsters, Inc. 2. So this sequel TV show should be interesting and hopefully should be promising. And maybe we'll see Billy Crystal and John Goodman again. I think that's one thing they should really do, that Disney should do, is if you're going to do a sequel with this show, at least have John Goodman and Billy Crystal show up in a few episodes. I mean, they're not high-paid actors right now. I mean, they are high-paid because of how many movies they've made, and every time one of their movies is played on TV, they get their whatchamacallit, they get their pay saying, hey, Mr. Goodman, your movie of Big Lebowski just played. Billy Crystal, How Harry Met Sally was just on TV. So there you go. There's your I forgot what they call it. But actors, whenever they're not, will sometimes get paid for their movies that are on TV or they're being played or being watched, like on like television, or someone just bought their DVD. Like, hey, John Goodman, someone just bought your movie of Cloverfield. So here you go. Here's your not loan, but I forgot what it's called. What should I call it? Billy Crystal. Here you go. There's another. Not check. I don't know what they call it. But they do get there's a word for it. I can't think of what it is. But I can't think of it. Damn it. It's going to hurt. I really wish I remembered. But they get these not rewards, but they get these I can't think of the word. They just get paid for their movies. But anyways, they're not doing anything right now. I mean, you can literally have them pay, you can have them do the show. I don't think John Goodman's doing anything right now currently. And then Billy Crystal's, I think he's done with movies or he's done with stuff. I don't have no idea what he's been doing lately. I really don't know, to be quite honest. So I wouldn't know. If they're doing films, good for them. But I feel like right now they could do like maybe this TV show. So you know what? I think this I was thinking a good stopping point. I will do one more question. And then that'll be it. I'll do one more and that's it. So yeah. I'm gonna take this off. Ouch. I don't have no idea how this even got on me. Never mind, forget it. It's just an inside joke I was just doing. So let me put this back here. I will take one more question if no one else shows up. So that will be it. Because I am not waiting for no one else anymore. So give me one more question. Whoever else is in the chat, Sister Cassie, if you got another question, anything else, and then if not, that'll be it. Actually, I just remembered. I do like in terms of YouTube gaming channels, I like watching the Game Grumps, and then sometimes JonTron, and I think he used to be called Dab Games, but he's now called Silent Man, so it's not bad. And I watch some people that I know personally. Like I think there's someone I don't know her personally, but her name is Zell. Let me think. I'll watch my friend, my neighbor, Jaden T Inks whenever he does his videos, because he does Smash videos. He does Smash content. He hasn't been doing them lately because he's got just personal issues right now. But yeah, he's doing Smash content. He does Smash content. He does also the cool stuff like that. And we used to do crazy Smash Bros. Streams and whatnot, fun stuff. So yeah. But I will take one more question, and I think that'll be it. So let's see. How are we looking? How many views have I actually gotten? Let me see how many views has this been getting so far. I'm curious to know. This is actually piquing my curiosity. Let me see this a second. So it's only been 2 views. Okay, so far not bad. Could be better. I mean, this is a big. I don't know. Depends on the fandom. I mean, Godzilla's a big fandom and a big fan base. It could deserve some more. This live stream does deserve a bit of more views, because especially in the Kaiju fan base. I think yeah. Don't forget K-Wing's Let's Play Predigious. You love watching Looking Amber. Oh, I know. I said those, but thank you for popping in again, Brandon Williams. If you have any questions, let me know real quick. We're going to do some more questions and stuff like that. I'm excited for Soul, Luca, and Rhea, the Last Dragon. Soul, definitely. I forgot about Soul. Soul looks promising. Definitely, I'm excited for Soul. I like that Jamie Foxx is actually going to be doing it, which I'm a fan. I'm starting to like Jamie Foxx. I like where he's going now, especially with his career, and especially even when you look at his previous roles, like when he did Ray Charles, that was phenomenal. I like what he did with what was it? I forgot the name of the movie. He literally just did it a year ago. Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan. That was fantastic of a movie. It's very uncomfortable, but it's really uncomfortable for the right reasons because of the justification behind Just Mercy. But yeah, I like where Jamie Foxx is going. He gets to do that Netflix movie where he's a superhero. Finally, a promising role for Jamie Foxx to be a superhero. And I'm not going to count Electro because, yeah. And hopefully he gets to be Spawn. Jamie Foxx for Spawn, people. Please, I hope Jamie actually becomes Spawn. I feel like this guy deserves a superhero role and a better superhero role. And don't get me wrong, Electro is like Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a guilty pleasure of mine, but even I know for a fact that was bad for Jamie. So seriously, let's get Jamie for Spawn. I know Idris Elba would be great. I know Michael B. Jordan would be fantastic as well. But let's get Jamie for Spawn, please. If we're not gonna get Michael B. Jordan as Spawn, let's get Jamie for Spawn. Jamie Foxx. Let's go. # Jamie Foxx as Spawn. Please, someone help me out with that. Brandon Williams, Jamie Foxx for Spawn. Let's go. Luca. It definitely has like human. I think it's interesting that they're going into more human territory, like actually doing more human. characters and more human stories, and actually seeing more of that animation is really good. Because Pixar is known for doing a lot of non-human inanimate objects. Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is another movie. That was not bad. I liked The Bug's Life. Especially, I know it's hard to talk about this person, but Kevin Spacey is definitely a highlight in that movie. So, oh yeah, Jamie Foxx did Baby Driver. I love Baby Driver. That was phenomenal. I thought it was fucking awesome. Let's see. But Luca, I really like where that's gonna go with it. And then Rhea sounds fun. This like magical, like dragon, like medieval fantasy thing. That sounds really cool. I like that a ton. I think it's gonna be really interesting. A lot. But any more questions? If not, I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna give you guys literally a few more minutes to maybe figure out a question or two, and then that'll be it. But those definitely do sound promising, and maybe one day we'll see those, but who knows when we'll see these in theaters. If not, I feel like if this pandemic's gonna keep going on with the whole like movie theaters are gonna be closed, but I don't think they're gonna be closed. Honestly, I don't think that's ever gonna be closed. I don't think movie theaters are gonna be closed until 2022. I think it's gonna be impossible. It's gonna be preposterous that they're gonna do that, because there's already releases for November and September and October and December and January, and those sound like a good time to open movie theaters is October, maybe September. Hell, even November would be a good time to open in the theaters, because Wonder Woman 84 could come out in November. It's supposed to be coming out in November. No Time to Kill, the James Bond movie, the last Daniel Craig movie, is going to be in November. Mulan could have been in November, and then Black Widow is set for like I think next year, or it could have been in December. I think I don't remember. Saw Spiral. I think it's supposed to have a year. I think it's supposed to have a release of to be announced or 2021. So maybe sometime soon. Venom 2 is supposed to be happening soon as well. So 2021 or sometime maybe late 2020, I think. So this is and it's gonna be interesting that there's not gonna be a Star Wars movie in December this year, because DuckTales. DuckTales is great. DuckTales is good. The original DuckTales is very, very classy and catchy, and then the 2017 show is very awesome. I like where that show is going. It just keeps becoming more promising and more promising, and it becomes that show right now on Disney XD or on Disney Channel that is almost as good as Gravity Falls, because Gravity Falls was a fantastic show and they canceled it. Not that they canceled it, but they just didn't do a season 3 or any other seasons afterwards. So DuckTales right now is kind of like that one show that can be like Gravity Falls, where it has that sort of like childhood, like not childhood, that middle area of that. This is a show that anyone can watch, and that's what I view cartoons as, and that's what I view animation as, is that it's not just for kids. I honestly think it's not just for kids. It should be also for everybody, because it should have some things for kids. It should have some things for adults, young adults, teenagers, you name it. It's meant to have different things for everyone, and that cartoons aren't just for kids, especially when you look at there's a lot of adult cartoons and stuff like that. Harry Potter movie reviews. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, you spell Harry with an A, I think, number 1. And number 2, I think my girlfriend would love that. Oh boy. I swear, that'd be funny. I actually have watched one Harry Potter movie, and she's still and I know, knowing Kayla, she's gonna literally be like, you should have watched these movies by now, because she had me borrow her Harry Potter movies, and I had not touched them ever. And she's like, you should have watched them. And I was like, all right. But the next time I'm over her house, because she lives in Largo right now, which is somewhere like kind of like an hour or so away from where I am. But anyways, next time I'm over her house, after we watch Hamilton, we'll probably watch Harry Potter. But I remember the first time watching, I think it was Sorcerer and the Stone. I think the first movie was Sorcerer and the Stone. Yeah, I think so. I was like, I was like, okay. I was like, I guess it's all right. I don't know. Just never wasn't really a big Harry Potter fan, and I know she's gonna kill me for it. But I love you though. If you're watching this, seriously. And also, speaking of which, if you you should go check out you should also check out my girlfriend's channel. You should go check it out. Her name is KH Gaming. I'll show it right here, real quick. So I will plug her in. She's probably sleeping right now, so she'll be okay. But it'd be funny if she sees this. But let me find her channel real quick. But here's her, KH Gaming. She only has one video because I made her do that one. I made her do that Injustice video, and then one day, hopefully when she has free time, she'll most likely maybe do that. I'll maybe get her to do stuff more on her channel. Most likely, knowing her, she'll probably want to talk about review Harry Potter, or maybe do stuff like that. To be honest, but right now she's she's going to start doing her college work now, because with me, I'm going to wait until I'm going to wait to apply for college. Like, I've applied for colleges, but I'm going to wait to start college work because I want to find a job first. I want to find a part-time job and do that for now. And then by the spring, start looking at college, because the campuses will be open. College campuses will be open by then. Casper was cute. Well, not Casper as a character, but the Casper movie was kind of cute. It's fine for what it is. But actually, you know what? I will take this opportunity to tell you guys what's kind of been the deal. So I will tell you guys this here and now. So since I am basically live, and I could tell you guys this while I'm here, and I can update you guys on this as well. And this is kind of something I've been trying to tease and hint at throughout my videos lately, but I'm going to confirm it right here and right now. I am going to be moving. Not yet, but I will be moving soon. So the reason why I'm not going to college, because I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be moving to where my girlfriend is, because I personally right now, since I've graduated high school, literally a couple months ago or something like that, or maybe a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago. I've felt, me personally, I've had this idea of that I feel I am ready. I love enjoying myself. I love having fun. I love doing things and having fun, hanging out with my friends and doing my YouTube videos and having some spare time to myself and some spare time for me. But I'm also ready to move on. I'm not ready to grow up too fast, which is my point. But I am ready to dip my toe into things. I want to put myself out there and dip my toe into things like reaching a job, and maybe start moving out, and then start reaching forward and forward and forward, and moving on and stuff like that, and getting to that point and stuff like that. I know it's a bit crazy because Kayla and I know it might sound crazy that Kayla and I we've been together for only a year, and I'm ready to move in with her, but we feel we're ready for each other. We know that we're meant to be for each other, and we're almost like soulmates. It's perfect. And even through good times and bad, I know that I want to stay with her for the rest of my life. So one day she came to me a couple months ago, a month ago. Her and her mom told me about, they want me to move in. So they first said they want me to move in with them. So with that being said, through this process of me doing my channel, me doing my part-time job, and all these other things, and just having fun, I'm also going to be partially moving. Not yet. I'm not going to be packing anytime soon, but that is out there. I'm going to be moving out. Not my family and I are moving out. I'm moving out because I'm ready to move out a little bit. I'm ready to kind of explore, and I'm ready to sort of just, I guess, live my life a little bit with my girlfriend, and soon to be. So yeah, and I think you guys could probably figure that out. The fill in the blank there. Technically, if you were to be married or engaged, it's on the left hand here. But my point I'm trying to make is, I'm ready for stuff like that. Just to be real. I know it's crazy, but that's what happens. That's what happens when you're in love a little bit. And especially with how I am. I love her so much. I love her to death. And there's no one else I'd rather be with in my life. So And I know this is weird. This is all gonna be crazy, weird, like deep shit in this live stream and all. Excuse me, don't worry about that. You didn't hear anything, thank God. But I might as well do this since this was a live review and stuff like that. But whatchamacallit. So I will be moving. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing YouTube, but I will be moving. And originally, I was gonna start packing in the fall, and I would have been out, and I will be out here, out of my house, out of this house here, this room, the what I call it, the Fortress of Prodigious. So I'll be out of this Fortress of Prodigious. I don't think that's gonna catch on, honestly. If it does, that'd be fantastic. If not, fine. But I will be moving out. And originally I thought I was gonna be moving out sometime in the fall into the winter. But what's gonna be the plan now is that once Kayla and her mom find a new place, what's gonna happen is they're going to have me move in with them in the new house, because right now the old house that they're living in, the duplex that they're living in, is very small. So it would have worked out, but it's probably better off that I wait. So they're going to wait on me moving in once they find a new house. So probably sometime maybe in February, maybe January or February. But most likely I'll probably be moving, like start packing and all this other stuff. I'm probably going to like maybe sell a few things and use that as maybe sell things, have a part-time job, and use that money towards maybe getting a moving van or a storage unit for most of this stuff. Because honestly, I have no idea what I can fit in the room and fit in the house, but we'll see what happens. So that's what's going to happen, and I might as well put it here, put it now, and that's what's been going on. So that's why I'm not focused on college, because if I were to sign up if I were to basically do college now, for all I know, let's say for all I know, I don't know if it's going to be online or not, to be honest, number one. And number two, if it's not online, then I'd have to be stuck with the campus here in Newport Richey. So I can't be stuck with it can't be stuck with that campus. And especially if I'm moving. Oh, hey there, Tails. What's going on? Glad you popped by. I'm glad you actually did this before, because luckily I did a review. I did my double feature movie review of Godzilla against MechaGodzilla, this movie here, along with Tokyo S.O.S. But you guys could check that out like in the replay. Right now, this has just been a whole live discussion, Q&A, and stuff like that. So just to fill you in real quick, Tails, in like around February or sometime in February or January, I will be moving. So me personally, I will be moving, but doesn't mean I'm gonna stop YouTube. I'm just gonna tell you guys ahead of time, because I will be in a new location. So yeah. Let's see. Pokemon movies, Disney Descendants. Pokemon movies I don't watch. I'm not a big fan of Pokemon, but I may watch one or two. We'll see what happens. Disney Descendants. I like the first Descendants. Second, I don't think I saw yet. And third, I didn't see yet. Spider-Man movies are great, depending on which ones you're talking about. Maguire movies are up and down. I liked the Sam Raimi movies were okay. First one was good. Second one was better. Third one was really just all over the place. It was garbage. It was ridiculous, but it was funny. Amazing Spider-Man was good. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a guilty pleasure of mine. It's bad, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Spider-Man Homecoming, phenomenal. Far From Home, even better. Land Before Time, that was a wonderful movie. I remember seeing that when I was younger. So yeah. Oh, hey, Pandy Mask. How's it going? What about the Batman movies? Batman movies are good. 89 is great. I did a review of 89. I did a review of Batman Returns. I love Batman and Batman Returns. Batman Forever is a guilty pleasure of mine. Batman and Robin, horrible. Dark Knight is phenomenal. Batman Begins is good. Dark Knight Rises, I'm very debatable on some things. And don't get me started on the animated movies, because that's a big, long-ass list. So yeah, Iron Man 2 is okay. I like some things, but I don't like some things. But how you guys doing? The Dark Knight is the GOAT. Yes, it is. In some cases, Tails. Yes, it is. But how are you guys? How are you, Tails? How are you, Pandy Mask? Great to see you two here. I was just doing a review of Godzilla, of 2 Godzilla movies, and now we're at the part where this is now a live Q&A discussion and just update and stuff like that. So yeah, but I will have to cut this. I will have to cut this after. I'll probably have to cut this at before 11 o'clock because I dragged this on a bit too much, but I think that's fine. As long as it's nowhere near after 11, that'll be fine. So you guys leave some questions, leave some suggestions for me, and we'll have a nice discussion while I'm keeping you guys updated on this whole thing and stuff like that for the next like 20 minutes or so, and then I'll wrap it up perfectly and I'll wrap up nicely. So yeah. So I hope you guys could do that. Tails, you do that if you want, if you'd like. Panty Mask, ask some if you have any questions to ask. Please feel free to do so. Panty Mask, are you actually even a woman or a guy? I don't even know actually. Because Sister Cassie, he might be a she. That's good to hear. But Tails, if you have any suggestions, any requests, any comments, any questions, you name it, feel free to leave them in the comments or leave them in the chat right now, and that'll be good. I don't even know. Oh. But anyways, back to what I was kind of saying while I was just kind of like, I just sit here for a bit. So I'll most likely be moving probably by January or February. Because originally I was going to be moving before then, but due to the fact that my girlfriend lives in a small duplex, and then she lives with her mom and lives with her brother, so it would be a little bit crowded, but I think it's for the better because I have more time to figure things out and stuff like that. So I can get some money, have a part-time job for a bit, and then maybe I'll have to sell some things. Like I might have to sell my TV here. Like I have a TV here, this big TV I barely use in my room. It just sits here sometimes. I rarely watch TV in my room. I always watch in the living room because I don't have a lot of channels and I don't have a lot of things to watch on my TV. So on my other TV in my living room, I'll watch everything like my Netflix, my Disney Plus, my Hulu, and all that stuff. Which reminds me, I should get into JoJo. Home Alone. Home Alone's fantastic. I did a review of Home Alone, Sister Cassie. You could go check it out. You know what, Sister Cassie? I'll send you my reviews. I will send you my movie reviews of all the things I talked about. And Tails, well, actually, I don't have your Facebook. Never mind. I'm sorry, dude. I wish I could send you my reviews of Batman and Batman Returns. But yeah. But Home Alone, I reviewed. Home Alone 2, it's in of its own thing. It's really funny. It does retread and rehash some of the stuff that the first movie does, but it's got Tim Curry. I mean, at least that's different. It's hilarious. Tim Curry is he's one of those actors, to me, in my opinion, that he just honestly, if he's ever in a bad movie, he could just give a great performance. So like it's hilarious in Lost in New York. I love it. It's great, especially that moment when he's sitting there and he's like, Mr. McAllister, and he's like, you was smooching with my brother. You was smooching with my sister. You was smooching with my girl. You was smooching with everybody. Tim, Mo, little Snuffy, and then little Mo, the gimp, little Mo, Steve, and then the guy with the name tag, and then he's like, I don't do it. I don't have a Facebook because the FBI are gonna have more access as to my phone if I did. Oh, okay. I don't know why I put an extra S. That's fine, but it's okay, Tails. I might have to send you links of my my Batman review, my Batman Returns review. But I did those before. I did my Batman 1989 movie review a while back, like when I was first starting my channel, and I did Batman Returns for the holidays because Batman Returns is kind of like a Christmas movie. Welcome, Knuckles. I hope you're new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Welcome to see you here. I just did a review of 2 really great Godzilla movies. You can check the playback and the replay later on of what they were, but they were 2 great movies, 2 great Godzilla movies in my opinion, and we were just having a big live Q&A discussion for the next like 20 minutes or so, and then I'll wrap up afterwards. So yeah, because I gotta go eat. I actually have to eat soon, so I have not eaten. I ate something before. I luckily ate something before I did this, fortunately, but I need to actually eat breakfast. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so I think I'll be okay. And I'm not gonna. And maybe I'll sit here and eat my cereal. I don't know. That's mukbang. That's like doing mukbang videos. Like, good. Okay. catch you around, Tails. If you come back just in time, hopefully you do. If not, it was great seeing you around here. But Knuckles, welcome to the channel. I hope you subscribe and I hope you check this out. I do a lot of movie reviews. I do TV shows. I do comics. I do stuff like that. Shadow, what's going on, Shadow? Welcome to the channel. I'm a big fan of yours. But Shadow, welcome. Full House shows. Full House is good. Fuller House is I don't know if I like Fuller House. But Fuller House is a classic. Let's see. What? I'm confused. What the hell does that mean, Pandy Mask? Anyways, Shadow, welcome to the channel. I hope you subscribe. Make sure you and Knuckles subscribe because this is a pretty cool channel. We'll talk about movies, TV shows, comics, video games. We do some top 10s. We do some vlogs. We do all sorts of things. We talk about some movie news. We talk about Disney. We talk about all sorts of things, Star Wars, video games, Smash Bros, Kingdom Hearts, Legos, Godzilla's, Power Rangers, all sorts of things, and everything media. Sonic! Yo, what's happening? I got the entire gang here. Shadow, Tails, and Knuckles are also here. Wow. That's pretty cool. Never mind. I was going to bring out something. Peter Pan. Peter Pan doesn't have that many movies. I mean, Peter Pan's great. Peter Pan 2 is... I don't like Peter Pan 2, honestly. And then Hooks is a different thing of its own. Because Hook's just phenomenal. I did a review of Hook, though. But let me remember. So Hook, so Onward, Toy Story 4, Home Alone, Batman Returns. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Peter Pan either. I like Peter Pan, actually. It's a great movie. It's a great Disney classic, in my opinion, though, Sonic. And I hope you don't mind. I actually do the voice. I do your guys' comments as your voices, if that's cool. That sounds great. I'm sorry if I don't do good impressions, but I will try. So I hope that's okay. Is that cool? We're cool? I hope we're cool. But make sure Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, make sure you guys subscribe. That's going to be really great. You did a great job. Thanks. I'm trying. I try a little bit. I do a bit of impressions here and there on the side, but yeah, I mean, I just hope I just don't get copied. That's all. That's my only problem because I know someone that does voices and he does a little bit of like impressions and he can't do them that much because of Kappa. So I'm like, yeah. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't get too like banned or anything like that, or however Kappa's gonna work and get on my ass. But thank God they haven't. So I'm good. But make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys check out this channel. I do a lot of gaming, top 10s, vlogs, Q&A. I might start doing more Q&As and stuff like that. I would do your voice, Tails, but I'm not the best at it. I'm very familiar with Sonic and Shadow. I know you subbed though, Tails. I'm familiar with you, but make sure you check out more of my videos. Make sure you check out more of my content, you guys, the 4 of yous. That would be great. That's phenomenal. I'm surprised that now this is the time everyone shows up. Just when I'm about to leave, everyone just shows up. Once I'm out of it, they pull me back in. Sure, Sonic, we know you are the same person. Coincidence? No, wait, oh, okay, I get it. No, let's see. It's all right because you know that I have a bit of a rasp. Oh, a bit of a rasp in my voice. Okay. It's very weird to do your voice. I've never done a Tails impression. I've done a bit of Sonic. I did a bit of Shadow. One of my best impressions has been. I don't know. I do some really interesting things. Someone told me I did a good Kronk, like from Emperor's New Groove. Like, yeah, I did a pretty good Kronk here. So, right. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Autocorrect is my nemesis. Yes, it is. I see that. But I think that's going to be it. But if you guys have any comments, any suggestions, any requests for anything for movies, TV shows, top 10s, I'm going to try and do a little more top 10s. I have a few ideas for top 10s. But if you guys have any ideas for top 10s I should do, let me know. If you want me to bring back awesome news, use a hashtag bring back awesome news. Let's see, what else do I have? There's vlogs I do. There's so you guys can just request and suggest some more movies, TV shows, comics, you name it. I did a comic review. I might do another one since I am currently reading. What was I reading last? The Doom War, or I was reading the Justice League War. No, I was reading the Dark Side World. That's what I was reading. Maria. I'm sorry, I had to. I like comics. I like comics, especially the dark ones. Yeah, because that's how I roll. That's pretty sweet, Shadow. Good luck finding Maria. Let's see. Happy Days. Oh, that's cool. Happy Days. I'm actually was watching Happy Days recently. Oh my gosh, that's so coincidence. I'm not even kidding. Oh, that's funny. These days are all life in the stream. Oh, happy days. These days are all. Share them with me. Oh, happy days. Bro, he says yas, but why don't you check it out, my man? Check it out. Hold on. Texting a bud of mine that's a huge Godzilla fan. Alpha, you've activated a new voice. That was terrible. Alpha, you've activated a new morph box. Check it out soon, momentarily. Ay. Let's see. Me too. That's definitely a classic sitcom, without a doubt. Especially when you got the Fonz. What would you do if your daughter went out without hold on, how does it go? There's one of my favorite Fonzie moments has to be when he I think it was I forgot his name. Ron Howard was talking to Fonzie, and he's like, what would happen if your daughter went out with a guy like you? He goes, that ain't gonna happen because I'm not gonna let my daughter date. I think he says. He said, what happens if your daughter winds up dating? I'm not gonna let her date. He goes, what if he dates a guy like you? I'm not gonna let that happen because there ain't no guy like me. Hey, it's great. Try naming something harder than Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, I don't know, to be quite honest, Knuckles, but that's a good one. I don't know anything harder than that. I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's, but I've seen how difficult that is. That is really difficult, so I don't know. Probably the hardest boss fight or the hardest level ever for me in a video game probably would have to be, I think I'm the Riddler. Haha, nice. I'd have to say maybe the boss fight with Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. That is the hardest boss fight ever. That is the hardest. Him and Vanitas are the hardest because having to deal with both of them is a pain in the ass. And I had countless of times having to fight them. Seriously. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment, to be quite honest. Five Nights at Freddy's is amazing and funny. Sure. I mean, I don't think that's the intention, but all right. The Death Egg is a hard boss fight, though. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But make sure you guys leave your final suggestions or your comments or your questions because I'm gonna start narrowing down the stream. I'm sorry for you guys that popped in just now, but hopefully we can kind of like keep going just for a few more minutes, and then so that way you guys can leave your comments, your questions, and then momentarily I'm gonna have to cut this stream. So yeah. And holy shit, I've gone on for 2 hours. That's what happens when I ramble sometimes. But then again, rambling for me is good because it exploits my passion about things. It's not really funny. I don't think a man named William often killing kids is funny. I think maybe it's just subjective. I don't know. Maybe it's subjective humor. I really don't know. Exotic butters. Nice. But you guys do your thing. Leave some suggestions. Leave some comments. Actually, yeah, my thing about to die. Holy crap! I have 8% of this. Oh, that is not good. Okay, I have 8% of my laptop here. So let's give some final suggestions, final questions, and we'll call it a day. I would like a video with a PS5 versus Xbox X review. I'm not a big Xbox person, but most likely I will probably talk about PS5. Shadow probably thinks it's funny. Shadow probably thinks it's funny. I can't do Knuckles. There's different voices I know of Knuckles, so I'm not gonna bother, and I'm sorry if I'll butcher your voice. Shadow probably thinks it's funny. It is funny because I get to see death. Let's see. I would like it. Yeah. I don't know. I might do that, but most likely I'll probably be covering the PS5 stuff because there's not that much stuff I know about in terms of, and maybe try the Archie Sonic comics. Oh, right. Xbox One. I'm very excited for new Xbox. But Pandy Mask, I'll probably do a PS5 thing maybe, but I don't know any games that are coming out for Xbox X. So, or whatever that XSX. Yeah, the XXX. Yeah. So I might do that. Maybe we'll cover a bit of PS5, what we saw, most likely. So yeah, but thank you for that suggestion, Knuckles. But since I have, what do we have? I have I got like 20. Ow, it's my cat. Of course it's funny. It's death we're talking about. That's the right idea, Shadow. Leave your guys' final thoughts, and I think we'll be out and leave your final questions because I think this is a good wrapping point, especially since I gotta charge my phone, not my phone, my tablet. Damn it, my laptop here, and then I gotta eat, and I got a cat that's gonna want to basically scratch at the door here looking for me. So yeah, actually, you know what? Zathura. Zathura is a good one. I remember hearing about Zathura. That reminds me of Jumanji, actually. But actually, you know what? Where is he? Come here. Come here, you. Come here, you. You guys ready for something? Say hi. You're doing this, okay? We're doing this, dude. Look at the kitty. Now I should get tons of views because I have cat. Animal equals views, people. I'm just kidding. All right, he wants to eat. You want to eat? Do you want to eat, dude? Yeah, he wants to eat. All right, go. Just don't go underneath my table. Please don't. Okay, thank you. I'll feed you in a moment. You stay there. Actually, no, I'll keep the door open just in case he comes in. Yes, that is a cute cat, and that is Milo, by the way. He's a cat. He's a lazy cat. He's a lazy cat. I'm a fox. I'm a cute fox. He's a lazy cat over here. And look at the cat. But I think that's going to do it for everything here. Let's see. I know a little bit of Spanish, so I might need a bit of help here. Pandy here. Let's see. Something, my name, so prodigious, something with shadow voice. Okay. Until DeviantArt starts making me. Oh no. Let's not bring that up, Tails. Tails, we know what happens in DeviantArt. That's not good for you. I feel bad for you guys. Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, Tails. I feel bad for all you guys that have to deal with the DeviantArts. Just be careful. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe on the internet, people. Don't look up DeviantArt of Sonic. Just don't. Okay? That is my biggest suggestion. Just don't do it. I wouldn't do it myself either. Isn't there Superman comics? Yes, there is. I have a couple, but they're like in boxes. Like I literally have comics in boxes, and then I have like comics and novels like all the way over there in the back. So I have like a bunch of them there. I have Final Crisis. I have Kingdom Come. I have Civil War. I have a Star Wars novel. I have a Godzilla novel. I have the Infinity Gauntlet. I have over here. I have the Arkham Knight story. I have Dark Side War. I have a Figment comic. I have what else do I have? I got the Doom War. I got Avengers vs. X-Men. I have the Death of X. Cats and Dogs movie review. Cats and Dogs. I think I own that movie. I don't know. Wait, Cats and Dogs, like with Tobey Maguire and Alec Baldwin? Cats and Dogs? Like that weird movie like that? DeviantArt is our worst enemy, and Brandon is trying to get us to do a video, so we're all screwed. No! I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Be careful there, friend. Tails. I still got a good 12 minutes or so. But anyways, I think that's a good wrapping point. here, guys and gals. I think that's gonna do it. But let me know in the comments, what did you guys think? Leave some suggestions, leave some requests, leave some comments, leave some questions, all that stuff. If once you check out the playback of both Tokyo S.O.S. and Godzilla against MechaGodzilla, what did you guys think of these movies? Did you like them? Do you hate them? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash that button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. And make sure you ring that bell to be notified of new videos, new content, all that and more. If you want to see more live streams, let me know. Maybe we'll do a full-on live stream Q&A. Maybe next Friday, I might do that. I might just do that next Friday. But look out for a review of The Force of Nature. Look out for maybe another unboxing. I might have another unboxing or two coming because I have a package coming that should be happening soon. I don't know when it's supposed to be showing up, but once it shows up, I'll put up a video, and then boom, you guys will like it. You'll enjoy it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very dangerous. All right, bye, Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles. All right, bye, Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, and said bye and too fast. I guess I got to go fast. Got to go fast. No copyright intended. But whatchamacallit? So let me think. What else to inform you guys real quick? We may or may not go to Disney tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But I think the only way we can't go is I think we might I think whatchamacallit. I think the thing is that with real quick, I think the thing is with Disney right now is I think you have to make reservations. But if if they are not allowing reservations, then I think we might just go tomorrow. If we can't go, then it's because of reservations and this whole Corona COVID thing. So yeah, but make sure you guys stay safe and stay clean out there. Make sure you are protected and all that stuff. And hopefully this will be over soon. And make sure you share this video with your family or friends, all that good stuff. I know this kind of went off the rails, but you know what? I think this was a good time. I think we all had a good time. We had a fun time. God bless, happy gaming, and all that stuff to you too, Sister Cassie. So and look out for more top 10s. I might have, like I said, I have a few ideas for top 10s, but hopefully I'll have those done soon. We'll see what happens, but definitely after my review of Force of Nature, all that good stuff. You guys have a good morning. Have a good rest of your day if I don't see you guys later. And I'm going to go eat. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.